Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gray.
And I'm Wolfman.
And this is episode 9 of GrindHaus on 42nd Street. But before we even tell you about the awesome movie that we're watching tonight, going over, reviewing, whatever you want to call it, we do all that. We have to talk about some channel news. It's kind of hard to get started, or at least where to get started, because things have been going awesome lately. We've gotten multiple interviews done for the channel for multiple series that we do.
And a bunch of interviews lined up for the future.
Yeah, and ones we haven't even gotten to yet. So that's exciting. But the number one thing I think we all are in agreement on for our first talking point is we completely revamped our Patreon. So when it was just the Serial Killers Academy, we did have a Patreon. Actually, I kind of mentioned to my old partner, I said, it'd be cool one day to have a Patreon where we could have this and that. And literally the next day I got sent a link saying, hey, we have a Patreon. And I'm like, oh no, we don't even have like content. So then it became this big mess of like trying to get all this stuff done. And it wasn't working. So when GrindHaus became what it became, I already knew we had a Patreon set up. We even had a backer, Tanya, one of our oldest and dearest friends and fans, still listening to this day.
She's our super fan.
She's
our biggest fan.
She is, and definitely a shout out for Tanya. And actually, before we even get more into the story, we did end up getting another Patreon backer recently, which is incredible. Well, you know what? I'll finish. So we were talking, we already had the Patreon set up, but we had not a lot on there. There was a couple news stories, there was this and that. So we figured, let's sit down and let's figure out what people can get at what price ranges. And if people just want to support us and not expect anything in return, they can do that as well. So myself and Wolfman and Gore got on a conference video call for every bit of at least 2 to 2.5 hours. Just sitting, messing with the Patreon, doing the wording, figuring out what's going where. And we have a completely revamped Patreon. So if you want to go check it out right now, it is patreon.com/GrindHaus on 42nd Street.
That goofy call is where those goofy pictures came from that have been posted on our Facebook in GrindHaus.
Yeah.
In case anyone's wondering, that's what that's from.
And that's actually a bobblehead doll of Edgar Allan Poe, where I would be. That's not what I look like, just in case anyone was wondering. Do you wanna tell them about the different tiers that we have?
No.
Okay, so no, I'm not gonna break down everything that you get, yeah. But we have a $3 tier, a $5 tier.
I was going to. I was just trying to be funny.
But the thing is, like, you're not. So, no, I'm kidding. I make myself laugh. Okay, wait. One. We have a 3, a 5, a 10, and a 20. But
you can also send whatever you want. There's an option of just donating in general.
Yes. So you don't even have to be like a monthly subscriber. You could just send whatever you can whenever you can. And what's cool about like Patreon is we all decided that the Serial Killers Academy will become Patreon exclusive. But it's not at a certain tier. Literally, you sign up for our Patreon, you get the Serial Killers Academy content available right then and there. So I think that's pretty cool. Like, people who are fans of us and they want more content, they can actually have the option to go and get an entire other series to listen to.
Among other series that are still in the works,
Right.
too. So it's not going to just that.
Oh no, we'll have
We're
plenty
gonna
up there.
offer gifts for different levels of subscription.
Yep. Stickers.
Yep.
When you sign up for the $20 a month tier, you will receive a t-shirt for signing up, and you'll get one every year. So every year your subscription renews, you'll get a brand new GrindHaus on 42nd Street t-shirt. They will be Patreon exclusive shirts. So we will have a logo exclusively for Patreon. So nobody else will be able to get those shirts. That's the only way you can get them. As he mentioned, we will have other content on there, some maybe behind the scenes stuff, some quick movie reviews, some interviews with some other people. And we're going to
makeup options with Gore, some more of that stuff.
Yeah, those are going well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to be able to offer this to the fans. You know, we've been putting out so much content lately. It's nice to have this as like a secondary content, you know, big old salad bowl just mixed with all this awesome stuff. And it's going to be updated. If not daily, every other day, we'll have something going up. Even if it's just like I put a note up there thanking everybody, even if it's just, you know, a newsletter or something like that, just, you know, check up with it. You'll get notifications if you click the bell. Anytime that we add something to it, you will be notified. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, the best part about it is it's not like any of us are trying to become rich off it. Obviously, if the three of us could make a living off doing, you know, GrindHaus stuff for everyone, you know, as a primary job, that'd be awesome. But we just want to give everyone better content. So any money that anyone donates to us is just going right back to you in a way.
Yeah.
You know, in order of content, we want to go to, you know, the different cons and get interviews with more actors and actresses and directors and special effects people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just you know, bring everyone the best content possible, you know, upgrade our equipment. You know, we're trying to get video equipment so everyone can see us doing our podcasts. You know, if you just want to listen to them audio wise, that's great. I know we've been talking about it for a while, but you know,
yeah,
costs money.
And that's the thing, like the video aspect of it is literally like, it's not like, oh, well, we all have a webcam or we all have phones, so let's just do it. It's a lot more complex because now not only can we shoot video, we have to edit video.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, we can do it right now for you, but it wouldn't be the greatest.
Yeah.
Looking, you know, we go live every now and then with our game streams, and we kind of dick around, and we want to do more of that with trivia nights and stuff, and you know, AMAs where you know you just ask us, and we're just hang out in general with us.
Yeah.
But it's hard, you know. We want to give you a little better, crisper picture and sound.
You know what? We should have a GrindHaus.
Being too picky.
We should have a GrindHaus Discord so that people could just join in, you know, whenever we go on there, so we could still live stream and be on.
Well,
And
Discord kind of defeats the purpose when you have a Facebook.
Yeah,
honestly.
I know, but it just seems like a lot of people use Discord for gaming. I'm new to Discord. Wolfman turned me on to it, but as soon as he mentioned it, I noticed a lot of YouTubers talking about it. So I jumped in different lobbies, and it's pretty cool. It's a little bit involved.
It's basically just a giant area where people can chat, share pictures. You know, there's different groups depending on the person that runs their Discord.
Yeah.
You know, they can have different lobbies, one for pictures, one for videos, one for pictures of your cats, selfies. You know, this one, you know, not safe for work pictures or topics.
So, like,
you know, it goes on forever.
Maybe like one day in the future, it might be worth doing something with that. Just something to have for the people who enjoy Discord more than anything else. Because, you know, there are people out there who don't necessarily go on Facebook, or they only use Twitter or Instagram.
If people want us to get a Discord, let us know.
Yeah.
Leave us some comments or something, and then we'll make it sooner than later, you know?
Yep, absolutely. There is a convention coming up. Hopefully, if everything goes well, it'll be June 2nd. It's in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, where they shot Night of Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead. Sorry. Actually, I think Night of the Living Dead was shot there too, though, I believe. But basically, it's this big Living Dead convention, and they're gonna have full cast members.
It's Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and Return of the Living Dead cast members.
Yeah, but they're having not just the cast members and actors, they're having directors, writers,
Yeah.
special effects people. Tom Savini's going to be there. The man that we just interviewed, but we haven't released the interview yet, the star of Return of the Living Dead, and Tommy Jarvis from Friday the 13th, Part 6, actor Tom Matthews, he'll be there. I just saw Linnea Quigley's going to be there. She is like an 80s scream queen god. Just so many cool people, and we would really like to go. Tickets, they're not too expensive, but we would like to actually get the VIP passes because there is a private party meet and greet with all the actors, and there's very limited tickets. And we would like to be able to film that interaction and give to you guys, give these interviews and these meet and greets. So if you guys can't make it out there, it would almost be like you guys didn't miss anything.
And if you're a fan of Tom Matthews, he invited us to hang out with him if we show up there.
Yes.
So we can get another interview with him and, you know, show you some of the great stuff he has to offer, which you're gonna get links and stuff when we do the interview, but you'll get a firsthand view of what it really looks like compared to just a picture on the internet.
Yep. And
not that I picture it being bad, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
And you'll actually be able to understand every single word Tom said, because I think we should address this. We shouldn't just toss it out there without addressing it. So,
and we don't know what he heard from us either. It could have been blur. You know, we didn't have the greatest cell phone connection, unfortunately.
Tom was our first interview that we did not use an internet phone call. Usually we can use like a Skype or Facebook Messenger, and internet quality for voice is a lot better. Well, he called from a phone, so we had to do a 3-way call. And if you've ever heard a phone interview on the radio, you know sometimes the quality isn't the greatest. Now, I've actually shown the interview to a couple close people to me, and they say, oh, it sounds like a phone interview. And it's like, yeah, but when you do internet interviews and you get that sound quality, phone isn't the same. So we are still releasing it because there's so many cool stories and so much awesome information.
It was still a great interview regardless of the quality.
Yes.
It would have been easier to interact with him a little more if we had better quality. And I feel like the interview would have been an amazing interview instead of just a great interview.
Yeah, but we're going to try to make up for that by seeing him at this convention and, get the content that we like to put out. And it's another reason why signing up for the Patreon is only going to further this channel, and get us.
He was way nicer and more down to earth than I thought he was going to be. Not that I thought he was going to be a dick. I don't want anyone to get that impression, but he was just really cool to talk to.
Well,
just like everyone else we talked to too, though.
One of the questions that he actually answered, because I asked, how many people who do these horror con circuits are dicks? And he said, like, dude, like 15, 20% of the actors who go to these things are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
He threw a couple names in there, but guess what? You're going to have to listen to the interview to see who Tom Matthews thinks is an asshole. So just tossing that out there. Also, just while we're on Patreon, I want to give a shout out to Gabriel Bolsara. He is our newest Patreon subscriber. What is going on, Gabe?
Thank you, Gabe.
Awesome guy. I actually sat there and talked to him on Messenger for a little bit. They really love the podcast. Pretty much everything we do. Very into the Serial Killers Academy stuff, which is great because now he's on Patreon. He'll be able to catch every episode of that. So we talked about Patreon. Oh, the YouTube has also been very busy. If you check out our YouTube, our Eric Welsh interview is up. Our Darren Miller from CKY 96 Bitter Beings interview is up. Our Joe Franz interview is up.
Our YouTube is basically, if you don't want to listen to Spotify or something like that, you can go on YouTube and check it out.
And it's crazy because I've had a lot of people comment on links of like Spotify, like, hey, is this going to be on YouTube? So now it's like a given that everything we do will be up on YouTube.
I'm a little behind on a couple of the GrindHaus episodes, but another one is going up tomorrow. and then Man's Best Friend will be up in another day or two, and then this one will be up later in the week. So
Yeah,
we're catching up on it.
yeah, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing because there's enough content on there right now to keep people busy until we put up, some other stuff.
I blame it on DaVinci Resolve because it crashes on me multiple fucking times, and some of these episodes can take like 40 minutes to render with like a background, so you see something while you're listening to the audio. And then I'll get like 80-90% through, and it crashes, and after like it crashing 2 or 3 times sometimes, I get fed up with it, and I'll wait a day or two before I do it again. And I shouldn't, but
But why does it never fucking crash when it's like 10%, 15? So you're not that far in. It's always at the end.
It's always at the end. Every once in a while it crashes at the beginning, but it's always at the end. And the messed up part is I wouldn't deal with it if it wasn't such a fucking fantastic. Like I have to curse when I do that because we're Italians and they're adjectives.
Yes.
But it is really an amazing program.
Oh, it's incredible.
Otherwise I wouldn't deal with
the nonsense
that I deal with, with DaVinci Resolve if it wasn't. So.
And it's free. Like
well, that too. Yeah, if it's free, it's from me.
No, but I'm saying for it being so awesome and free, you never see something like that.
Yeah. Well, and it actually is used in Hollywood. A lot of Hollywood studios use it to master their movies. Like some of you people that put out, these low budget movies, and it looks like it's filmed off an iPhone, and it doesn't look like that Hollywood movie kind of look to it with that maybe like just a hint of film grain. Get this program.
Yep.
Run your film through it. It'll look a million times better, and it won't have that 100% cheese factor to it because it's a low budget movie.
Yep.
It'll actually seem like a major movie that's just got a low budget.
I'll give you all a hint. Color correction is key.
Yeah.
And DaVinci has some of the best color correction LUTs and options out there, even better than like Photoshop. Like a lot of people use like Photoshop and Post and stuff like that. DaVinci's up there with that, and it's free. I mean, we're not sponsored by these guys at all. We're just saying like how much the product really is awesome. But
you can literally change the color of anything in there. It has like smart technology. I watched the video where they changed all the like parking. Like you pull up to like Wawa or
like the parking blocks,
convenience type store, the parking blocks, like the tubes that stick up, and they're all like usually yellow or whatever. So they had this lady like dancing around. And they changed all the parking things to like to pink in the background, and you would think they were actually painted that color. It matched so good. There was no mess ups, no like missing pixels like in one spot, or no bleed out to the background. Like it was amazing. They were able to take stuff away. Like you could do pretty much anything with it. It's great.
Well, and like the latest Lady Gaga music video was actually shot on an iPhone 11 Pro, which is the one that I have. So it's not an excuse that you don't have the right stuff, because literally nowadays, between having a decent phone and DaVinci Resolve, you can put out incredible content.
All right.
So speaking of DaVinci Resolve and not being our sponsors, we actually have a sponsor now. Isn't that shit crazy?
Yeah. We're getting there. We're building up.
Episode 9 tonight. Obviously, next week will be 10. Big deal coming up. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you more about that at the end of this episode. But right now, I just want to tell you about a t-shirt company or an apparel company I found called Nerd Kung Fu. NerdKungFu.com. They have tons of t-shirts, hoodies and jackets, mugs, notebooks, pillowcases, posters, wallets. They have all sorts of stuff. And the number one thing that, at least in my opinion, is all of this stuff is officially licensed. Not that bootleg. This ain't no Korean flea market back alley shit where you're gonna get arrested.
Wish.com.
Yeah, definitely not Wish. Definitely not Wish. I'm actually looking right now at the Night of the Living Dead shirts, and they have a bunch of cool ones. And to know that these are officially licensed, I'm excited. So these guys are actually sending us a couple shirts for us to do giveaways. And as soon as that does come about, obviously we're going to let you guys know how to win. But we are running a contest on our own in the meantime. If you want more information, you have to go to our Facebook page. You have to. I can't tell you everything right here because then you're just you have to go, you got to check out the contest video. And once you see the rules, it's very easy and you can be entered to win a limited edition Exorcist t-shirt. I'm not going to say anything more. Check it out on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was pausing. I was pausing because I just wanted to let it sink in. Maybe,
yeah, I know.
Maybe they paused.
I said it's enough time. You didn't say. You said enough. For that quietness there.
Yeah, maybe they paused the show to go check it out. And they come back. We're talking about something else. But regardless, the sponsor for this week's episode is Nerd Kung Fu. That's nerdkungfu.com. And not this week.
Go there, buy a shirt.
Yeah, buy a shirt, buy a mug.
Stuff.
Not this week, because it's being set up tomorrow. Well, actually, maybe by the time you guys hear this, when you guys get rung out, enter GrindHaus as the promo code, and you'll receive 10% off.
That's right, 10% off is better than no percent off. Cut that sales tax, and it's a little bit of your shipping cost.
Yep. So the price you see is the price you get. Dude, how cool is that, man? Like, think about it. This is the first episode where we actually get to tell people, like, enter our name and you guys might get hooked up a little bit.
It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited.
About
that.
Damn. What
All
other?
right, so we have one other thing I want to talk about.
Yes.
So one of my gamer buddies, he does a lot for one of the Twitch streamers that we're friends with, and I'm actually going to have him on, and I'm going to have him the Twitch streamer too that I stream with, that I play with a lot. He has some limited edition shirts out right now. It is at bonfire.com/fps-army. That's bonfire.com/fps-army. And they are these cute little like stick figure shirts with a little America behind it. And half of the proceeds are going to go towards a veteran charity of his choosing. We do a lot of gaming. Like my one streamer that we game with, he's a former Navy medic. And a lot of the guys are former military stream a lot on Twitch.
Okay.
So, being able to do that is a nice mental release for some people. I mean, it's kind of like an awkward topic to talk about, but if you don't support, like the government and your decision and whatnot, you still got to support the troops, because not all those people support it either, but they signed up for a job. It was the best thing for them at the time. Mm-hmm. Maybe to go into the military instead of, living in like ghetto areas or getting mixed up with, gangs and, whatever, becoming a heroin addict, it affects everyone.
I know some people think
maybe it cleans them up.
Some people think it's like a touchy subject. We're not going to get into the political side of things, but these people go out and they risk their lives to support their country, to allow us to have the freedoms that we have, regardless if you agree where they're sent to and what they're doing it, with the best intentions. And then they come back and a lot of them have trouble getting the help they need.
Exactly. And through these charities, like I said, unfortunately, he didn't choose his charity yet. It's still pretty new. He's just waiting to see if he sells all the shirts. It's going to be a limited run. I believe it's something around 20. If it works out, he's going to do more. And, it's for a good cause, Obviously, I mean, he's going to make a little bit on it, but it's...
Yeah, but he deserves to make a little bit on it.
Yeah, yeah. It's...
So where can people find it?
It's at bonfire.com /fps-army.
Okay. bonfire.com/fps/army. Yeah, definitely go show him some love for sure. Yeah, it's a conversation piece I could talk about for ages. A lot of people, it's sensitive, you know.
It is. You don't want to offend the wrong people or people take it the wrong way, but
Yeah,
you know,
especially in the day and time that we live in.
yeah.
You know, like imagine what the guys who came back from Vietnam, dude. They were like hated when they came back to this country, and it messed them up for years. Nowadays, I mean, we know of post-traumatic stress disorder, and
Yeah.
we know about all that stuff.
But a lot of people are still hated.
They are.
It's rough, and they're hated for the wrong reason. People are hate on them, because of them just being there. But people don't know their situations.
Yeah, it's
It's
very
just
broad.
it's just sad. They don't know them. Like I said, it was either go in the military or lead a shitty life or
Looking for a
maybe
better
they end
way
up in
out.
jail. Yeah, looking for a better way out. Some people use it to get an education.
Oh, a
They
lot
do
of
their
them.
4 years and get out, but sometimes it's not that simple. Within those
Yep.
4 years, shit happens, and then they're mentally scarred, and maybe they can't get that education like they wanted to.
Yep.
Unfortunately, because college is expensive.
And the
And this is going to help pay some of the bills for some of these people. Like if enough people do.
Well, not even to
give
mention
into
a lot of these people join the military being promised when they get back that they'll be living on cloud nine, and then when they
Yeah.
get back, the military drops the ball, and that's where you get groups like the VA who try doing their best to make sure. You know what I mean? Like, look, if our own government cannot take care of the people who took care of us, we should be able to take care of them any way that we can when they get back. So definitely buy the shirt. It's for a good cause. It's going to an awesome person. I mean, if we're standing behind him, that he's got to be cool. Obviously.
Yeah, I wouldn't, I wouldn't put my neck out
Yeah.
to put things out there for anyone. He's doing it for the right reason. So, all right. So moving on. Is that it?
Let me see. Let me
Got-
see. Let me
Covered everything.
Yes.
All right. So, our movie we saw that we watched this week and we are going to break down is none other than Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death. Now, I know what you're thinking. That name is pretty ridiculous, and it is. And so is this movie. But not in the ways that you normally would think it's ridiculous. Wouldn't you agree?
I was going into this movie thinking that these people were just trying to make a low budget horror schlock film, which part of it was, but not on the horror aspect at all. And
Definitely on the schlock aspect,
not
as
on,
you would
well,
say.
but that's the thing. Like, this movie knows what it is, and it plays up to that point perfectly. If this movie tried being something else, it would have fell flat on its face. And I think that's why I kind of like this movie.
Now, before we do go into our breakdown of the director and all that other stuff. This movie is a watch. I mean, just straight up, you have to watch it. But it's a super smart movie. It
Surprisingly.
it's very dialogue heavy. There's not a lot of action scenes, not a lot of blood. There's some boobs, which are pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it was the
They're
80s, of course.
Pretty great. Yeah, it's 80s. It's got excuse me. It's got a couple people in it, like Shannon Tweed, Adrian Barbaro. I always forget how to say her name. I have to read it.
Yeah.
And Bill Maher, and everyone knows Bill Maher being that loudmouth kind of dickbag on HBO.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of funny, but
He has his moments.
he has his moments. He's changed. He's definitely changed. Like 180 from he is now compared to the way he is in this film.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
actually did a bunch of films in the 80s that are just kind of ridiculous.
Well,
But
it seems like he was trying to be more of a comedian.
yeah, and then he got super serious and.
Yeah.
But even this movie is pretty serious. It deals with a lot of serious topics. It's very much a spoof of exploitation movies, but at the same time, it spoofs feminism pretty badly, but also
Masculinity.
like, well, I wouldn't say masculinity so much, but it's more of like a chauvinistic type
Well,
of attitude.
there's points in this movie where it's like I'll say the entire movie pretty much pokes fun at feminism, like the entire movie front to back. But it's not like it's like a 100% all masculine movie, because there's parts where
It's
the
not
guys are
masculine. It's not a masculine movie at all. It's
no, no,
actually
no.
very
But I'm saying,
female.
like,
Yeah.
some of the male characters, they're meant to look dumb or stupid. It's not just,
yeah.
it's not just like a big middle finger to feminism. Like,
No, it's a
nobody
middle
is
finger to both sides.
exactly.
It's one of those
Nobody
that's
is
down the
safe in
middle.
this movie.
Yeah. No, no one.
That's probably why I
No one
liked
at
it.
all.
You know, look, if I want to watch 2 hours of someone bashing feminism, I'll go turn on Alex Jones. You know.
All right, so one IMDb user, one IMDb user wrote, "This movie is very campy and knows it. It's a spoof of classic exploitation cannibal movies. It tries to make fun of feminists and chauvinists at the same time and does it quite well." And they wrote, "It's worth viewing just to see Bill Maher's old nose."
Yeah, right. Dude, Bill Maher is a hairy motherfucker. Have you ever noticed that?
I didn't notice how hairy he was. No, isn't everyone usually that hairy? I don't know.
No. No, this guy looked like he was wearing a sweater when he had his shirt off. And I would have never guessed. You look at Bill Maher and you don't think, you know, brawny man.
I don't look at Bill Maher and be like, yeah, I think he's smooth.
When I see Bill Maher behind that desk talking, I say to myself, I bet you he has very little peach fuzz. He's got no hair on his peaches. I don't trust this man.
Meanwhile, he looks like a silverback gorilla.
Yeah, seriously. It's like the Japanese businessmen when they take off their business suit and they're covered in tattoos, you know? It's like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong neighborhood.
Those Yakuza guys
Yep.
have amazing tattoos.
It's weird. It's very weird because I'd never seen this movie before this week. And you hear the title.
Well, you hear the title and then you see the pictures of it, and then it stars Shannon Tweed. If anyone knows, we're going to get into her in a minute. The little reviews that get done by it don't really capture the heart of the movie. Even our breakdown isn't going to capture the heart of the movie, because there's so many little things and jokes and like monologues between the characters where they get into a lot of, I guess, 80s and early 90s politics.
Yeah.
That it turns out where, I'm even like a little too young a little bit, or maybe not in the know as much to understand some of the jokes.
Yeah, it was very smart for its time.
And I'm almost, at the end of my 30s here,
Yeah.
I mean, it was released March 15th of 1989. So, I mean, I was 8 when this movie came out. Not that I saw it when I was 8, but
No, but
yeah, I mean, I think I probably saw it when I was 11.
it kind of reminds me of a Dennis Miller stand-up. Like, like he's supposed to be funny.
Too smart for its own good.
Yeah. Like the writing was trying to be like super witty by coming off as kind of dumb, but it just came off as very one-dimensional arguments. Oh, well, feminists have hairy armpits and they need to be in the kitchen. Oh, well, men just fart and scratch themselves stuff like that. It's like, yeah, we get the stereotypes. But then as the movie progresses and you see a little bit more character development, that's when you start seeing this actual like valid argument for, not valid argument, but like you can see that they're almost turning a stone.
Yeah. So basically what we're saying is we're going to break down the movie, but if you think it's something that might interest you, you should watch this regardless, because there are some movies that we'll break down and you basically watch the movie. You don't have to go back and watch it.
Or we'll tell you don't watch it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is definitely one of them that deserves a viewing, and just let it go a little bit. It does start off a little slow. It's a little corny, a little cheesy, but it does roll in a little, get a little better. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff that's purposely done to be funny. There's a lot of throwbacks to movies like Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and just a bunch of it's based off the novel Heart of Darkness,
Yep.
for the most part, and Apocalypse Now is also based off The Heart of Darkness to a certain extent. At least most of that movie is, where they go into the jungle and they meet, yeah. We're gonna get into that stuff, but
Yeah, I'm sure people have seen
yeah,
Apocalypse Now.
yeah,
Marlon
yeah,
Brando and
yeah. It's just, I mean, it's a phenomenal movie. It's fantastic.
oh yeah.
But obviously, two different ends of the spectrum when it comes to movies based off the same book.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. All right, so let's get on with it. The average scores on IMDb are like a 4.8. So I mean, it's still higher than most movies. It's still in that 5 range. So that just says it right there that half of the people are gonna hate it and half of it like it, which means
That
it's
means
definitely got something going for
I
it.
was gonna say that means a lot of feminists watch this movie.
Yeah, yeah. And it is only PG-13, considering it has a pretty decent nude scene in the beginning,
Yeah.
which we're gonna get into in a second. It's an action adventure comedy. It's not list. You can't go wrong with them usually. I wouldn't say it's too actiony, but
I'll say
it's more
action.
more of a dark. Yeah, it's more of a dark comedy. The action's kind of laughable in this. Very laughable, actually.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah. There's no budget notes on this. It is a very grindhousey B movie. Not a lot of info out there about this because it is kind of a turd. It's more of a cult classic for obvious reasons. All right, so the director / writer, his name is J.F. Lawton.
Yep.
He did the movie under the name J.D. Athens. Now, that may not mean anything to anyone, but J.F. Lawton is responsible for writing the movie. Like, he wrote
the screenplays.
The movie. Yeah. Well, no, he wrote the movies of Pretty Woman.
Yep.
With was it Richard Gere and
Julia Roberts?
Julia Roberts. God, I couldn't think of her name, even though I've been thinking about this. Under Siege.
Uh-huh.
Totally different entrance.
Under Siege 2.
Yeah. Well, he's responsible with the characters. I don't think he wrote for it.
Oh, so they gave him a credit because right.
Yeah, because of the original movie, because there's people that carried over.
Yeah.
The Hunted, which was another, low budget movie, and then he did the screenplay for Blank Man.
Yep.
Now that goes off to the other spectrum of things because we have Pretty Woman, Under Siege, and then Blank Man, like all over the place.
Uh-huh.
We have a movie called Chain Reaction, which is another cheesy action movie, and then he's responsible for the piece of shit trash with one of the hottest casts of women ever. This movie is called DOA, otherwise known as Dead or Alive. It's based off the video game. The fighting game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've never seen more polygon boobs in my life. Oh, now, eventually they got better, but the early DOA games were...
Well, they also had the DOA volleyball. It was very much about selling tits and ass on PlayStation for, little kids, basically.
Yeah, and, the covers... they actually complained because some of the covers in certain territories would be misleading. So kids would get these games and then they would sit there and crank it to 32 and 64-bit polygon tits and ass. And that was my biggest fear about renting videos from video stores as I got older. Who had this video? Who, you know what I mean? So don't pick up a rental copy of DOA. I mean, don't pick up a copy regardless because it's fucking shit.
Well, I think we should review that actually.
What, the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. It's so bad it deserves review. Plus, I gotta throw a little love towards the women in the movie because I mean, it is one of the best looking casts out there. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Have you seen Grease? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Excuse me. Have you seen Us? No.
Yeah. Right. No, but
right.
You know what? Maybe that might be a Patreon special one.
Maybe. I'm not talking a full breakdown, but we should definitely cover it and have a little fun with it.
Yeah, we should be able to stare at tits and ass for an hour and a half.
That's definitely one of those movies you want to watch with your friends, maybe have a few drinks and some pizza, and just kind of laugh your ass off at how badly put together it is.
Or you can watch it in a dark room alone with a blanket over top of you. It's a win-win.
Let's be honest. People have Reddit and Pornhub these days. I don't think they're going to be watching DOA to go crank one out.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we grew up in the Stone Ages. We knew how hard it was.
So,
He's like, I'm not
before
touching that with a
before
10-foot pole.
before Gray starts telling us about his childhood spanking experiences, let's talk about the last thing on this. Well, first off, that was this guy's last movie he ever did, wrote, directed. So that just says a lot for this guy. That movie killed him. But he's also the creator of the series called VIP starring Pamela Anderson, which is another piece of shit of TV cinema.
Oh, she's awful.
I don't understand how it ran for as long as it did. I believe it had like 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was just mind-boggling to see. I think they did something like 89 episodes.
Yeah,
Like,
4 seasons, like, 88 episodes. God
yeah,
damn.
88, yeah.
And there was a video game for this.
Oh, there was a lot. She was so hot during that. Not her. I mean, she's not an ugly woman. I mean,
no,
like,
but you're saying like
her,
Hollywood
her
president.
as an actress. Yeah, like was like the in thing, and it was crazy because of Baywatch and everything else. So, all right, so let's get into our well. There's some other people, but our 3 main people in here is Shannon Tweed. She plays Dr. Margot Hunt, who Shannon Tweed, who, if anyone doesn't know, she didn't start out this way. This is one of her beginning movies before she turned into basically softcore, like erotic thriller, like queen of the 80s and 90s, I guess you can say. And she's also married to Gene Simmons,
yeah,
the bassist and co-singer of Kiss.
Yeah.
And
Listen, if you guys are our age and internet wasn't always around, you remember HBO, Skinamax, Showtime. Late at night, they showed those real super soft, they're porn. It's porn. It's just like Playboy porn.
Yeah, softcore.
Yeah.
She was a goddess at the time. I mean, she's still very beautiful. Like
I can't look at her the same. I'm sorry. Gene Simmons is
yeah,
like the biggest fucking trash dump I know. I hate him.
I'm just I mean, she's definitely
she's pretty.
Definitely soiled by Gene a little bit, but yeah.
And then earlier we had this little conversation where I said that she was kind of like the female version of Fabio. And you would think Wolfman thought like I fucking killed a cat. No fucking way.
No. Well, I thought it was insulting to her that you compared her to Fabio. If anything, you should be comparing Fabio to her.
See,
like,
I don't.
She was more of a star than he ever was.
But was she though?
Yeah, she was. She did way more things than him.
See, I think if you take into account all those all those soft books that would be in grocery stores at the end of the magazine aisle.
I just think where it's overshadowed because he was a man and put on such a pedestal, and there's way more women that are reading those books than people watching her movies, probably, in a way. But she did way more. She was a little more famous from that, and then plus, I guess she rides the coattails of Kiss a little bit.
Yeah, I guess.
So that's why I see.
But it's Fabio.
She's a little more. Yeah, I know it's Fabio. He's still Fabio. I'd still shake Fabio's hand.
And
give him a high five. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Fabio.
And he's from Italy, so he's an Italian guy. So we know we'd all get along. We'd all eat our pizza.
He's a northern Italian guy. He's he's pale skinned like us.
Yeah,
we're northern Italian guys.
Yeah, the actual Italians, not those Sicilian fucks down south. They are literally the Hawaiians of Italy.
I didn't say that.
I said that.
I
fucking said that. Bring it, motherfuckers.
I'm Italian, Irish, and some sort of Viking. I don't know. I don't know my dad's parents very well.
Yeah. I'm my dad's off the boat. He was off the boat Italian, and my mom's German and Pennsylvania Dutch, which is basically German. So
some sort of Quaker.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania Dutch, is that different?
So basically, we're all European here.
Mm-hmm. So then we have Jim, who is played by Bill Maher, who we basically mentioned a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
He plays their tour guide / one night stand from Shannon Tweed earlier, and then he ends up shacking up with Bunny.
Yep.
I'm not even going to mention Bunny. Like, actually, we kind of leave her out a little bit in there, so let's just explain Bunny. Bunny is just this stereotypical Valley Girl airhead, I
Yeah.
guess you could say. For the movie, she has a lot of memorable kind of one-liners or like little quips here and there. It's kind of funny, but I sort of left her out in the. This one of the things you have to watch with her. Like it makes more sense. It's hard to like explain it with her.
Yeah, I mean, I know why they wrote her the way that they did because with
it fits.
Tweed,
It's great.
with Tweed's character being her teacher, you kind of need this. She's like the girl who was a cheerleader in high school and probably a slut, but now she's in college and she wants to study women's studies and stuff like that. But like she doesn't quite get the grasp. Like she said, she did home ec for 2 years and she's switching majors and
Yeah, well, Shannon Tweed, she plays Dr. Maura Hunt, who is the top professor of women's studies and feminism, and teaches all those classes at this college.
Yes.
So I was just adding that in so you can continue on about Bunny, like like trying to idolize her and.
No, not idolize. I mean, I think she's cute, but.
No. Bunny idolizing Dr. Hunt.
Oh, right.
Like wanting to be like her. She's was that girl. Now she wants to be all empowered. So she's like, sucked in.
Yeah.
As his character.
And she's just like we've all known that girl in our life where it's like, man, you are so lucky you're hot. Because she's just a fucking.
I mean, she's probably a very smart woman in real life.
Oh yeah,
but she
I'm talking
definitely
about the
played
character.
Yeah, she definitely played the perfect airhead.
Yeah, almost too good.
Yeah, almost.
What did Robert Downey Jr.'s character said? Never go full retard.
Yeah,
she went full retard in this movie. Speaking of him, I'm gonna mention him here in a little bit.
Okay,
you'll see.
I know.
I know.
But the thing is, it's not what you think it is.
I know.
I'm pretty sure.
I know, but
all right,
know how close it is.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get to that. That is actually one of the more hilarious scenes in the movie.
I love it.
And yeah, it's fantastic, and I laughed my ass off on that one. That was all right. So our last actress that we're getting into is Adrienne Barbaro. She plays Dr. Kurtz, and she is basically like a sci-fi action cult god in movies. She's in so many things. Obviously, if you know who I'm talking about if you're into these type of movies.
Oh yeah.
She was in Escape from New York, The Fog,
Creep Show.
I mean, yeah, dude. There's so. I mean, she's been in newer stuff. She was in Carnival on HBO, the series, which was amazing.
Argo, the Ben Affleck one.
Yep, which was a very, very good movie.
True story.
Had a small bit thing in Dexter. I mean, her movies will go all the way back to the mid '70s. Her first movie was in '76, so she's been doing this for a very long time.
Yeah,
so
she's well respected.
Yeah, she's back to school with Rodney Dangerfield. I mean, there's just so many movies,
dude. I've never said this to you
at
all.
Swamp Thing, Cannibal Run.
Swamp Thing's actually like one of my favorite, old school movies. My cousin owned it, and
not Return of Swamp Thing with Heather Locklear, the original Swamp Thing.
No, I can't believe we have to specify that shit. The original Swamp Thing.
Just checking.
No, because we do have to, because people bring that hunk of shit up.
People might not know like there's an actual original Swamp Thing movie. They might just think Return of Swamp Thing is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sad.
It could be, it doesn't play off the other one too much.
No, and I'm being a little harsh. It's not like it's terrible, but it's definitely.
I like it. It's campy and it's good. It has good monsters, good effects, but yeah, it's a shitty movie.
It's not as good as the original.
No.
Yeah, yeah. So have we wrapped up our cast and crew breakdown?
Yeah, I think there's not much to go over anymore. Like I said, there's not a lot to go on this. There's not a lot of goofs, and there is one more thing I can go over real quick before we break. This movie has an alternate version that was cut, and in the scene that we're going to talk about later, the funny one, you know what? I'll save it for that. You know what? I'm going to make people wait because I don't want to give anything away until we go over that scene.
Okay. One thing I do want to bring up is anyone who's familiar with Julian White. There is something that came out September 19th, 2012. It is called GrindHaus Collection Number 1. Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death. So it is actually a re-release through a GrindHaus company. So if anyone ever found a actual physical copy of the movie and it's a re-release, DVD pressing or whatever, that's the people who put it out. So that's pretty cool.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think Full Moon owns the rights to the movie right now.
Okay.
They Charles Band, his company, they did Puppet Master and Evil Bong and all those.
Yeah.
Scanners, Doll Man.
Speaking of Evil Bong, happy 420 to all of you stoners
right.
out there.
Happy Tommy Chong Day.
Yeah, all you weed heads.
This was featured in the 13 Nights of Elvira. It was a series of her doing her moving, and I also remember reading somewhere, because a lot of these episodes you can't find them anymore, and they're not really listed too much. But I believe it was also on Monster Vision with Billy Bob.
Really?
Yeah. Cannibal Women, and I think there's even a Riff Tracks or Mystery Science Theater of this. So there's a lot of different versions of this movie around.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a cult classic.
I don't know how I feel about being on Monster Vision though.
Well, it was like the old, you know what I mean?
Many.
I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that it was, or maybe it was a reference on a miss.
You know what? Maybe they interviewed someone from the movie and they played that because of that or something, or
and a clips or whatever.
Yeah,
played a clips.
I could see that.
Play clips of it and did an interview. Yeah, because it might have been Adrienne Barbeau, for all we know, because she does so many movies. You know what I mean? Maybe they interviewed her, and that was around the time the movie came out.
Yep.
So, but yeah, this movie, we say a lot about it, but it is a cult movie. It's around in different places and should be watched.
Yeah. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was Gore's Pick of the Week, Escape from Hellview, from CKY. If you haven't heard it yet, we interviewed founder and original frontman Darren Miller, and I talked to him about his new project, 96 Bitter Beings, as well as almost every topic under the sun. We covered a whole hell of a lot in that interview.
That was a great interview.
Awesome guy. Super, super nice, man. Glad to have him as a friend. I'm glad to have you guys as friends. Just don't ask me for money. Yeah, just don't ask me for money, because my dad always said the best way to get rid of a friend is to lend him money.
It's like, what was that movie?
The Bronx Tale?
Yeah, where he's like, that guy owes me $10. He's like, yeah. He's like, that guy is just going to avoid you all the time and keep, whatever. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what he said. And he's just like, you never have to see that guy ever again for $10. It costs you $10 to get that guy out of your life. You consider it like a steal.
Yep, it costs you $10 and you don't have to deal with any of this guy's shit. He's never going to come up to you asking for money again. Yep.
Out of your life forever.
I am Gray.
I'm not Wolfman. Sorry, I was taking a drink, damn it.
It's like the
waitress.
It was
the worst timing.
It's like the waitress. She always waits till you're about to put a big piece of food in your mouth, and then she runs over. How's everything? Oh, it's good.
I was turned around. I wasn't even facing the mic. I was pouring myself a new drink. Fuck.
You got to be on your toes here in the GrindHaus.
I thought we already went through this already.
But you have to be on your toes in the GrindHaus to avoid the semen piles, not necessarily to be quick.
You have to be like Spider-Man, that motherfucker. You have to hang from the ceiling and watch the movie.
funny enough, if you jump up and hit the ceiling, you will stick to it. So
That's why you go to the horror grindhouses, not the dirty movie ones.
yeah, you stay
Sometimes
away.
they're a little mix of both, though. Unfortunately.
Yeah, if you've seen awesome horror movies from the 70s and 80s, you're gonna get a lot out of it. Kind of like you get out of the movie we're featuring tonight. Segue.
All right, so our movie, Cannibal Woman in the Avocado Jungle of Death, now commences. All right, so the movie opens up with these two guys. They're lost in the avocado jungles of California. Yes, that's right. This takes place in the rugged, crazy avocado jungles of California, which is pretty ridiculous on its own. Yeah. So these guys, they stumble upon these naked bathing women in like a jungle pool with like a waterfall. It actually looks pretty awesome. Kind of wish I can go like swim. Then again, it's probably all bulldozed down and they got condominiums there now. So
Yeah.
so we get our opening scene. I guess that's why it only got a PG-13 because it's just a scene basically for boobs. But you get shared with some girls frolicking around. It's not really long. It's what, like 15, 20 seconds maybe.
Yeah, maybe
covered up.
And it's not even like I don't want you. It's not even like full focus nudity.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
It's an overall scene, and then there just happens to be some topless women.
I think there's like one shot where they kind of like pan in on it, but it's not like super erotic. I guess you know what I mean. It's just like girls kind of topless in a pool. Anyway,
yeah.
Moving on. So the one guy, he wants to leave, but the other one wants to stay to meet the women and whatnot. And the guy's like, no, that's a bad idea. And so the other dude, he jumps out and he's like, hey, ladies, and then next thing you know, he's shot with a bunch of arrows and killed because they are cannibal women of the avocado jungles.
Mm-hmm.
And so the second guy is now running away. He's getting, the arrows getting shot at him. This is probably actually the most action in the movie now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, it's the best, It's the best shot action in the movie.
Yeah, and it's like right in the beginning. So then the guy now gets caught. He like runs up to this like shrine, would you call it? I guess where it's a warning or whatever, but it's all these like bones stacked up, and he takes a step in the wrong spot and gets caught by a snare, and the women catch him. And then obviously we know what's going to happen to him. He's going to be eaten alive.
That's it.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. And that's it, everyone. That's the movie. No. So
goodbye.
Goodbye. Now, the movie cuts to Shannon Tweed, Dr. Hunt. She's teaching her class on feminism at the college. And she, it's seeing how it goes. I'm not going to get in detail. There's some funniness to it. And she's leaving class, and Bunny, as we were talking earlier in the other episode, is kind of like, on her ass about things, and they kind of banter back and forth a little bit, and then they get stopped by the dean. I think it's the dean, and then they get pulled into this meeting with the government. These two military guys want her help for the words. Fuck, I'm having such a hard time talking tonight. They want her help to gather avocados from deep in the heart of the jungle, because apparently the Russians control all the other countries that produce avocados, because avocados are like, actually, it's kind of foreshadowing to today, because avocados are so
I was going to say, there's a huge spike in popularity
of avocado toast and other crap. But
like, if they would have named this like the Nutella jungle, then we'd know it'd be reading the future. Fuck.
But yeah, so the Russians have control of all the countries that produce avocados elsewhere, and we can only get avocados around the outer perimeter. And they have these maps. They have these great maps that are very classic, like comedical, pirate-like, or like whatever that show up. And there's just like a third of California is like avocado jungle, and it's like skull and crossbones on the map. It's hilarious. And they're like, yeah, we just harvest from the outers, but we don't go like to the inners or whatever. So. She's like, why do you need me? Yada, yada, yada. And they're like, well, we sent 3 highly trained groups of soldiers in to clear out the dangerous piranha women of the, out of the jungle and move them to these lovely condos in Malibu. So basically they were going to move them to they called it a reservation, meaning like, like an Indian reservation, but they're like a reservation of condos. They were like with a great pool and spas and great parking, just making sexist.
And a free lifetime subscription of Cosmopolitan.
Yes. Well, yeah. I was going to add that in.
I mean, that's a part of the misogyny.
Yeah. No, I was going to let you add it in. I wasn't finished. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So then,
look, very tongue-in-cheek, though.
Yeah.
Like, what we're saying right now, the movie is aware of this. It's not being, like, cynical.
No.
It's funny in how it's presented.
You're supposed to laugh. It's comedy.
Yes.
They're making jokes,
Yeah.
So then, they continue to go in how the men were defeated. This is how we get it, like, how it's a joke is now the men they go in and they're defeated by spears and arrows, and the military guys are suddenly... They're like, we didn't know what to do. The commanders got confused by the primitive weapons, and they're used to being trained to do advanced combat, and they were defeated by these women. So they just make this whole big joke about how the military is like, it's basically trash, and it's just funny. It's meant in a
Well, they kind of compared it to basically what happened in Vietnam, where we went into an area that we were very unfamiliar with, and we got our ass handed to us. They kind of try to make it sound like that, like
we
little
went
bit. In the jungle. And
a little bit.
We didn't know.
I think they were just making. I think they did compare it to that a little bit, but I think they were more hitting towards the
incompetence,
bumbling men, bumbling retarded, stupid men,
Yep.
So, and then they tell her how they sent another feminist in there, Dr. Kurtz, Adrian Barbaro, into the jungle, and she never came back. And then after that, the women became way more aggressive. So. Now, she agrees to it. So they're walking out, and her student Bunny wants to come, and we explained Bunny. She's told her she can't come, but then I normally wouldn't add this in, but it was kind of funny. And this guy comes up to her, and he's kind of I wouldn't consider him like, he's definitely not your typical frat guy. He's like just this fat slobby dude kind of.
Yeah, I mean? He's a very stereotypical college party guy.
Yeah,
not a frat guy, but just like a party guy.
He's like the guy the frat guys have around to kind of bust his balls. He's almost like Flounder from Animal House.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's there. He's like your typical chauvinist, and he invites her to the party, and he asks her if she does any mud wrestling or anything like that. Like, he's definitely, it's just like his big ass, and Dr. Hunt overhears it, and she tells Bunny, you know what, you're safer in the jungle with me, and drags her off. It was just funny the way they did the scene. I thought it was worth mentioning in it. So,
well, and it sets up the only reason that Bunny is there is because this incident played in front of this very feminist teacher who's like, you know what? She'd be much safer in the jungle with these dangerous women and dangerous animals than with these college men who want to see her mud wrestle. Like, oh, here we fucking go.
Yeah.
You're going to risk this young girl's life because you don't want... Okay.
It also sets a story arc a little bit later.
Yes.
Like with certain things. Yeah, I think it like has a lot to, with the ending. Anyway, so now we go to one of my next favorite scenes in the movie. I actually love this when she goes to the school supply office.
Yeah.
So she goes to the school supply office, right? So now you got the teacher, Dr. Hunt, and this old lady, has to be like 9,000 years old, like behind a desk, and she's like, all right, I'm going on a off-campus trip, and I need some supplies. And then she proceeds to order. She's like, I need 3 legal pads, 10 manila folders, a recorder with 4 one-hour tapes. And you're like, oh, Lotto, this is lame, whatever. She's like, a Bowie knife, and this lady is like grabbing everything from like under the desk and just slapping down like it's like right there. So just had a Bowie knife just sitting at the bottom, like just hanging out.
The gun?
Oh no, I'm getting to that. I'm just saying,
okay.
Like, so we're setting. It's just like she's just lifting this stuff over, like it's no big deal.
Well, it's school supplies, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. School these days. So
yeah, exactly.
Bowie knife, a first aid kit, 100 feet of nylon climbing rope, and then she's like, I forget how she worded it, but it was just like a breech loading Magnum, but she really just pulled out like a Colt 357 with like a 10-inch barrel. You know, a gun that fucking
long
Dirty
barrel.
Harry would be proud of.
Yeah.
And
not quite the Joker from the first Batman
no,
movie.
not quite, but
definitely a Dirty Harry-ish gun.
Yeah,
I think
Well, Dirty Harry in a lot of the movies had a 44 Magnum. It's very, very similar, but it was the same equivalent size. I mean, we're talking things got to be a good 14 inches long and have like a 10-inch barrel on it. You know what I mean?
From stock to barrel,
Massive.
you're looking at over a foot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably about 14 inches.
Yeah.
So then she's like, I need about 1,000 rounds of ammo. So then the lady like reaches under and she like, you know, grabs these two things up there and then they're like, she's like, what kind of ammo should I bring? And then the old lady's just like, she's like, oh no, Dr. Hunt's like, what kind of ammo should I bring? She's like, full metal jackets, hollow points, or Teflon coated rounds. And the old lady's like, let me think about it for a minute. She's like, you have the full metal jackets. She's like, but I think I would go with the hollow points and then the Teflon coated every other. She's like, that way you have maximum stopping power and armor piercing, capabilities.
Look,
I'm sorry, I just laughed my ass off. It was
for a long
hilarious.
time.
Yeah,
this lady, she's been there. She knows what she got. She knows what she recommends. Didn't even ask necessarily what you're shooting at. She's like, you know what? Every other one, you want to stagger. You want to give them a surprise.
Yeah,
it's like shooting a judge, and like every fourth shell is a 410. You know,
just mix it up. You know, I guess we have maximum stopping power no matter what you're shooting at.
Yeah.
So then, this isn't like our typical breakdown. We are skipping over little things. Like I said, you got to watch it, get some of the things. So now,
dialogue heavy.
Yeah, dialogue heavy. You know, so now we skip a bunch of stuff and they end up at this shady bar. So now we're coming into like the next best. I keep saying this. This movie is actually funnier talking about it right now than when I watched it, I think. Because I'm like having fun with you about it. I feel like if we would have watched all three of us together, you probably would have laughed our ass off a little more. That's what I'm saying. You got to watch this movie with people. Now I'm starting to remember as we're talking about it how much I liked it because I liked it with other people more than watching it by myself.
Yeah, and there's scenes that are funny because of the scene. There's scenes that are funny because of the dialogue, but I think there's way more dialogue scenes than memorable scenes.
Well, what made the last scene funny was the dialogue, you know, with the lady at the and then she was just lifting up the stuff and it was like a prop comedy skit that they were doing and it was hilarious, you know.
But that's what I'm saying, like 90% of the comedy in here is from dialogue and it's funny, but you'll kind of miss a few things if you don't pay attention. But when you see these certain scenes, like dude, on this upcoming scene, like to me, there's like 3 super memorable scenes in this movie. This is the first one I go to because it's just, mwah, gold.
All right, so they get it. They get to the shady bar. You know, they need their tough, badass guide into the jungle. You know, as they walk in. So now there's going to be a lot of dialogue in here that we're going to skip over. It is very funny, but we're just going to get to the meat and potatoes of the scene. So they walk in, like 50 plus guys stare at them. They're like, "Whoa, hey now, 2 hot chicks," you know. Like, and then this fat sloppy fuck comes up to them and basically tries to hit on Dr. Hunt, and she pulls her gun and just like shoves it like right in his face. And
he becomes very professional sounding. You're like, "Oh, miss, I am very sorry to inconvenience."
Well, they had this monologue, and she talks down to them in a very condescending way, but it's hilarious, you know.
Yeah,
you know whatnot, and then he like walks away, and he's like, "I'm so very sorry, ladies," you know, like
very proper.
Yeah. So then everyone sees it, and there's almost like a mad dash at the bar because it was just like. Like 50 to this bar, like to walk away. They're like, all right, we don't want to deal with these hot women anymore, you know? So then they're like, all right, listen, I'm so-and-so from the college. I have a very dangerous job and I need to hire a mercenary to get us through the jungle, right?
Yep.
So now goofball number 1.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
All right, so goofball number 1 comes up, and now there's 3 guys that want to show their worth. Goofball, like I said, I keep calling him goofball. All right, so number 1 is Anvil. Now, he's a black guy. He's an ex-Vietnam vet dressed in camo. Hold on. He's a black guy, ex-Vietnam vet dressed in camo with an M16. He has a pistol grip shotgun in the other hand. He's holding him up. He has this big bandolier of bullets going across his chest. And then now, I'm pretty sure he's black, but I think he's a very light-skinned black guy, which makes it even weirder why they would try to darken him up so much more with what looks like shoe polish. Like,
this is literally the living embodiment of Robert Downey Jr.'s character that played the character in Tropic Thunder. Yeah. It is a darker color, but like you said, it looks like the guy was already black.
Was made because of this.
It has to be.
It has to be.
Because even the way he talked, he's like, when he started talking, oh, I'm Anvil, and I know from knowing this and that. Yeah. And it's like,
I can rape, I can pillage, and I can napalm a village single-handedly.
And I couldn't believe how close it was. But then, like that made me also believe then, well, then maybe this guy's not black because of this performance. But then what you're saying makes a little more sense. Maybe he was like a light-skinned black. I think he was a
light-skinned black guy because if you look really close at the makeup job, there are a lot of areas that aren't covered in. And if you look at the necklines and his hands and stuff, because, you know, when you look at the bottom of black people's hands, they have a certain whiteness to them compared to the top. You can't really fake that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so I think he was very light-skinned, but his hands definitely had a little bit of a two-tone to them. But it wasn't like crazy different. You know what I mean?
No, it's like, well, it was a few shades darker. Yeah, the casting director was probably like, what do you mean Forrest Whitaker's not available?
No, but my point I'm making, though, is if he was like a really like dark black man like he was supposed to be portrayed to be, his hands would have been very white. And if he was a white guy trying to be portraying a really dark black guy, his hands would be very white also. You know what I mean? And his hands were pretty kind of tannish. And it didn't look like they covered, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they would have went through the trouble to cover the bottom of his hands up.
Why are we even thinking about this? Why don't we just look and see what it is on IMDb? Hold on,
that takes too much time.
Nope, I'm here.
You gotta find Anvil and IMDb.
Nope, I found him. Junero Jennings. He was in Star Trek, the first movie. He was in the Mission Impossible series. He was in Super Chick, which
I liked it better when we were just like
I have
theorizing,
to know.
You know.
I have to know. That's the problem because
I don't have to know. I want to know that I don't know.
All right, you know what? Spoiler alert. Close your ears for 5 seconds. I just want to know.
The name's Nero. He better be black.
Well, I was thinking Hispanic, but
or whatever, Hispanic. Yeah, I mean that works too.
Fucking.
He's definitely not white.
Oh, he's black.
Exactly.
But no, he's black.
Is he?
Not like yes. Like
so they threw blackface over him to make it even funnier, even though he's black already. This is ridiculous.
Dude, yeah. What? Oh, that just blew my mind, dude. That just blew my fucking mind.
All right, so this movie's not.
Oh, well, we still have 2 more. Oh,
yes. So I know you're waiting for the last guy.
How did you know?
All right, so the next one is going to be Bushido. He is the world's greatest ninja. And then he actually, I'm actually legitimately wondering if he's like Latino, Mexican, or an actual Asian, because I don't know. Definitely was not like, you know, you could see like a little bit of his eyes through his little ninja outfit, but he didn't look very very Asian-y. I know Bushido's here. It's Steve Reed is his name.
He was in Surf Nazis Must Die.
Oh yeah, he was Yin, so maybe he is Asian.
Wow.
Unless Yin is, I don't know, but that's pretty
It's a
hilarious.
popular German name.
Yeah. I mean, none of these people have pictures. You have to like literally like.
You have to Google them.
Yeah, yeah. You have to literally Google them. Anyway, so he does this fancy nunchuck dance and then sword dance, and then throws a bunch of throwing stars past, Doctor Hunt. And now, for some apparent reason, it was cut. The nunchucks part was cut out, and in order to give it a 12 rating or something overseas.
Really?
For some reason, yeah, the whole like 10 seconds of him nunchucking, and then was later added back in with the different release. I actually, when we were looking for Yin, I lost my page that I had that sitting on, so I have to. Here it is. All right, so. Yeah. So the first video release by Colorbox Video was cut by 16 seconds for a 15 certificate to remove the scene where a ninja uses nunchucks. At the time, the distributors were not allowed to release a video with the word cannibal in the title also, forcing them to change the title to Piranha Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death. The 1999 video release by Metrodome Video was allowed to be called Cannibal Women of the Avocado Jungle of Death and was passed without cuts at a 12 certificate. Now, when they say 12 certificate and 15 certificate overseas and different countries, that means that people under 12 aren't allowed to, see the movie, or 15, depending on, that's what 12 certificate and 15 certificate means.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd be like our PG-13 or,
Right.
PG, yeah. So
it was just all about ratings.
Yeah, which is, I don't understand what's so bad about nunchucks. They left the sword in there. They left the throwing stars. Like,
yeah,
get rid of the goddamn nunchucks. I don't get it. Anyway, so now we move on to I didn't really get his name. I forget what it was. Do you know his name,
dude?
Oh yeah, never mind. I'm an idiot. It's right there. I called him Super Muscle Guy, but he was known as the Black Mask Avenger. Jesus Christ, I don't know why I couldn't say that. And he was. I'll let you do it since you were so in this.
I was just gonna say real quick, the character that this gentleman's portraying is supposed to be your stereotypical 80s professional wrestler.
Yeah.
If you look at him, if anyone here knows the wrestler Christopher Daniels, imagine if Christopher Daniels found his twin and then ate him.
Christopher Daniels isn't as jacked as him, though.
That's what I said. Imagine he found his twin and ate him, because this guy was like twice the fucking size.
He also had a little bit of Just Incredible to his face, too.
Whoa, that rat-faced knocker? Get out. Just Incredible. Fucking, ugh.
A meth head, skinny
Canadian. He looked like he belonged in ECW, and he should have stayed there.
ECW, yeah.
But he looked like he should have stayed there.
Anyway, so
he should have never made it.
So
I
called him Super Muscle Guy. He wasn't that big. He's got to be like 5'9".
Yeah, not tall, but he was
totally
wide.
Jacked. Yeah, he's pretty wide. He was the Black Mask Avenger. He claims himself as a world-class wrestler and weightlifter that can crush men with his bare hands, and then he bends this huge iron rebar that's way thicker than any normal rebar. Rebar is just this steel rod that's got these like grooves cut on it, and they're usually put in cement.
Yeah, it's like a quarter inch or half inch.
And they're put in cement to make the cement stronger.
Yep.
And he bends it basically, in midair, and then bites off the end of it and spits it out.
Yeah, Roydie Magoo over here needs to fucking calm down, because like you could see, like, he's a good actor. Like, when he's bending that bar, you could see he's putting his veins into it, and like, man, I wonder if this guy's dead in real life. He's not, but
yeah. But anyway, so now she's like, all right, she's like, well, I need one of you guys to be my guide, inside the avocado. Jesus Christ, I have nothing but trouble with fucking avocado today. Me and Gray were just talking about how neither one of us, for the life of us, can spell avocado without looking at the damn word, because I was writing out my notes before this.
20 times.
I must have spelled the word 100 times, and I still, for some reason, cannot spell the word avocado. Yes, you can make
'Cause,
fun of me in the comments anywhere you want.
No, because
Be my
we
guest.
always say avocado,
Yeah.
but it's avocado. It's avocado. But everybody says
Yeah.
avocado, so you think AVA.
Oh.
Nope.
Like I was trying to throw D's in the beginning when they're obviously at the end. Like, it's so bad. Anyway, so, and then once they find out that, you know, she needs them to guide them through the avocado jungle to meet the piranha women, all three guys kind of push out with shitty excuses. And then she's like, oh, you know, typical tough guys. You know, she has this whole little spiel, you know,
Yeah,
whatnot.
of course.
So then this is where Bill Maher comes in. He plays Jim. He like kind of jumps out from the bar and he's like, not me. You know, he's like, I'm man enough to take you out there, blah, blah, blah. And he does this whole manly man song and dance and, you know, with his little monologue. And
Jim is my favorite character in this movie.
He is hilarious. He is very stereotypical jackass, like, you know, masculine man.
Yeah, super machismo, but very
chauvinistic.
dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not intelligent at all, even though he portrays someone who's like, I've been around the world and I've done this.
He's trying to be Indiana Jones in this. That's what he's, you know, he has this whole like monologue where he talks about, you know, find himself in the, you know, the bottom of a bottle. And
he said it like 4 times.
Yeah, it's a reference to a movie, and I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. Yeah, it wasn't important. I wasn't going to mention it, but now we're talking about it, and I kind of just threw it in there. So
it's all good.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a running joke with him. He keeps tripping and falling all over the place. Did you notice that in the movie?
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, easily. There might have been more, like, because he does it in this bar once or twice. He falls out of the Jeep later, and then like other times. But anyway,
in the boat.
Yeah, in the boat, and then you know if you find out that Jim and he and her had a one night. He makes it out that they were like engaged and they were going to be married, and
he said
all this
we
stuff.
had a hot, passionate night of lovemaking, and you looked into my eye. She's like, we had a one night stand, and you left the next morning. He's like, well, I remember
say 9
words
words to me, and he's like, typical woman. Remember how many words I didn't say to her? Something along those lines. Like it's just and then
he does have some good one-liners.
Yeah, and then he wants like $25,000, and she's like, "No, I'll give you $50." He's like, "All right," and I think he trips and falls again. Like,
well, no, he actually said, "All right." So he's like, "I'll do it for 25,000."
Yeah, that's what I said. That.
And then but he goes $50. She goes, "Okay."
Oh, I thought she
right.
said, "I'll give you $50," and he's like, "All right, whatever."
No, he said, and I thought it was weird. I was like, "Man, you really cut yourself short. You should have went down like a little lower."
Yeah. So now, like, you know, they take her Jeep and they end up, you know, driving these avocado fields, and they make the comment that like, oh, they don't look very jungly out here, because it was actually shot. Most of this movie was shot in these like avocado groves out in California on one of the campuses of a college, and where they did like testing, I guess, you know, for, you know, like the classes there with botany and other
horticulture and stuff like that. Yeah.
So they you know, they're walking through the jungle, you know, dialogue, you know, we're not gonna get into that stuff. They finally camp out, you know, and he, you know, they spend their first night there, and he's like, oh, you know, I think the river, you know, is our best bet, and I think, you know, he has this little, you know, song and dance, and
he said that he's a master map reader. He's like, oh, I've read plenty of maps, and according to this map, we're here, and this is the North
28
Star.
28 miles from, or 28 miles or 38 miles from the river.
2-day hike. Yeah. 2 days.
So then he goes to take a piss, and he falls in the fucking river, like literally like 10 feet from where he's standing.
Like, right behind them.
And they're like, oh, I think he found the river. So then, you know, they camp out. They wake up the next day. Dr. Hunt takes a walk up. She finds this boat.
Oh, wait. What? One real quick thing. So they're in the tent. The girls are in the tent, and he's out there. And Bunny's like, oh, you should let him in and sleep in here. He's like, no, he's a man, blah, blah, blah. And like you hear this harmonica playing, and Bunny's like, he's like really good with the harmonica, and you know, the Dr. Hunt, she's like, yeah, he is pretty good. And it cuts outside, and there's a boombox, and he just turns down the volume.
Yeah, well, he turns down the equalizer, to be exact.
Yeah. It was EQ, but the volume went down.
Yeah. No, well, it was even more of a goof because he just lowered the EQ bars, not the actual volume knob, and then the volume went off. He wasn't even playing the harmonica, and then it was just like an extra bonus.
Yeah,
So
it's weird.
yeah, so they find this boat. He talks. He's like, I know this boat, or whatever. They salvage the boat, and they start traveling down the river, and for some reason they start making these like Disney ride jokes about like the riverboat attraction and other stuff. Like, if you know the Disney rides, I don't even know if the rides still exist, because you know how they changed the rides out. Like now they do it more often, but for a long time, like it was like the same rides.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. It's no longer there.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, there's Disneyland and Disney World, so they're also talking about Disneyland out in California.
Yeah. Yep.
So, because I'm pretty sure it's Disneyland out there, and Disney World's in Florida.
Yeah, Disney World is the
larger one. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why it's World. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, they're making jokes or whatever, and then they don't show it. They're attacked by the infamous California hippo, and she pulls out her gun and fires.
Much smaller, but just as dangerous,
just as deadly.
Yeah.
And she shoots in the water and supposedly kills this hippo, but it's just like this really campy, cheesy scene.
But let me tell you something though. They didn't cut to any bubbling water.
Nope. No stock footage.
The
stock
camera
footage in Cannibal movies would have been like that.
Yeah, oh my God, absolutely. Mm-hmm. No, they kept the camera on these three people the whole time, monologuing off each other. Yep. They didn't even switch to close-up cameras of their face or reaction.
No panning, no close-ups, no nothing.
It was shit.
Like I said, I think it was meant to be like that. I think they did it on purpose. To be that shitty.
You could have still been campy and put in some different like close-up shots of like freaking out. I mean, like that scene was like, man, they were really or they didn't have another boat to film from, so they filmed everything from the river's edge.
Yeah,
and they could only get that close.
Most likely. So.
Oh my God.
All right, so. That happens. They're making jokes. And they're like, "Oh, did the hippo like start wiggling his ears?" That was the other thing they said.
Yeah.
And then Bunny's like, "Yeah, hippos wiggle their ears when they're ready to attack." And then Dr. Hunt just looks at them both like with this kind of disgust look, like
it is not
great.
The Jungle Book.
Yeah. And it's just like, great. I'm with two fucking idiots. Like
Yeah.
I'm stuck with these fucking people. Like, get me out of here. So and then all right. So now they're continuing down after the boat ride, and they get attacked by doilies and potholders and knitted things, and Bill Maher apparently gets knocked out by these, and like for like a split second, and there's this like cheesy scene, whatever, and then Dr. Hunt gets excited. She's like, "Oh my God, I think we found the tribe of men that are basically cucks." Well, she didn't say that, but I'm gonna say that.
No, that's what they are.
Basically cucks to the piranha women, where they just make them stuff, and they're super whatever, and in turn the piranha women don't kill them. They're just super.
They're slaves.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So they find them. Bill Maher now is like super fucking offended by these people. Like he's like livid. I can't even explain how like mad he gets at this whole situation. He's just like, these guys are amazing at cooking. He's like, they sew. He's like, this is not manly at all. Like, he just freaks out.
They all went to their hands and knees when they saw the women, and they're trying to like tug on Bill Maher's leg to get down. He's like, get off me.
Yeah. He's like, I ain't getting on my hands and knees for a woman. And I know how bad it sounds, but it's very tastefully done and hilarious.
It is.
It's very.
It is quite a smart movie, honestly.
It is. So then, now the girls go to sleep, and Jim's hanging out with the guys, and he's like, all right. He's like, I got to try to manly these guys up a little bit. So he introduces them to beer. So then he gets them like drinking beer and slamming them back, and like basically crushing the cans and whatnot. And then he's like, you guys got to learn how to talk to women. He's like, he gives them this like lame speech, and he teaches them how to catcall women now, basically.
Yeah.
Which, it is what it is. It's just, I'm not going to get into catcalling. It's not
no,
a good thing.
But in the movie, it's funny on the things he's trying to get them to say. He teaches them like how to say penthouse.
Yeah, he's like
how to say keys to Chevy.
Yeah, he's like, so he's like, when you go up to, when you see the woman, you gotta be like, "Hey, sexy mama." It's like, then you gotta go, "Hey, love machine, want to go for a ride on my Corvette, or you want to go for a ride on my Vet?"
Yeah.
And then, like, he pounds like another beer, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I don't feel so good," and he like passes out. So now Bunny is awakened once again by all the noises and whatnot, and comes out, and she walks over, and she's all the bunch of guys there, and they're like, "Ooh, woman," you know. So like this one guy gets up and he's like, "Hey, sexy mama." He's like, "Hey, love machine, want to go for a ride on my Vet?" And of course, Bunny's like, "I don't know, maybe, yeah. Where's it parked?"
Yeah. Like, super dumb.
Yeah, you're like, Jesus Christ. And then he starts like, he's like, "You want to do it?" Blah blah blah, whatever. And she's like, "No," backing up, and she screams for Dr. Hunt, and Dr. Hunt comes out roaring with her.
There's like a whole pile of men trying to hold
basically
on
trying
to her.
gang rape her, basically.
Yeah. And she shoots the gun off, and they all leave except the one leader with the glasses.
And the
Takes a
funny
little
hat.
bit longer
Yeah.
for him to let go.
Yeah, and the funny hat.
Yeah, the cheetah hat.
Yeah. It's like a Dr. Seuss hat, like,
Yeah.
but cheetah print. I don't even know how to explain
Like,
it.
yeah, cheetah print cat in the hat.
Yeah.
Hat. Yeah. Yep.
So, all right, now, like all that's all said and done, we cut to them hanging out in the jungle after more walking or whatever. And Dr. Jones now, she's like, the doctor's jonesing for like real food, and she's pissed off at Jim. And all of a sudden, she's kind of like wants to eat Jim. And Bill Maher, Jim, he's like, "You want to eat me?" He's like, "You just messed up. You're just like all the blah blah blah." And she like snaps, and she starts chasing him with the Bowie knife.
Yeah.
And Bunny finally stops her after he's like up in a tree or something, like when it and she's like, "Oh my god, like I can't believe I snapped. We got to get out of here, blah blah blah." But then the piranha women find them, so she gets all excited. She's like, "Oh, you got to take me to your leader, yada yada yada." So now, this is like the funniest parts are now over, and the movie gets like a little serious, but there's a lot of like dialogue and
there's
a little bit
funny
of
moments of
slapstickness of it, but it gets a little serious, and they kind of touch on a couple topics and whatnot.
There's funny moments of dialogue, but it's based in moments of seriousness that don't necessarily, like, honestly, if people saw this movie 15 years ago, this would probably be much of the movie they forgot until like the ending and stuff, because it's very dialogue heavy. And you have to be invested in the movie to be able to appreciate some of the jokes that they do tell. Some of them, they're a little flat.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a sign of the times. Like some of this was probably funnier back then.
Yeah.
When you knew about things, the type of feminism then compared to now. Like we were talking about that earlier. Not that we're going to go crazy into it, but now it's more like extreme feminism compared to just...
Well, there's traditional and there's extreme feminism. And the traditional ones still hold the values that feminisms have fought for years and years. And then you have these extreme feminists, and they are like the Antifa of feminist groups. They are just... They don't want to see equality of men and women. They want women to be above men, where real feminists, traditionalists, always fought for equality. Yeah. They just wanted what everyone else wanted, and that was it. You know what I mean? And that's honorable.
That's right. Yeah, and that's what it should be. It should be equal.
Yeah, it should have never been as bad as it was.
Or is, yeah.
Or is. Yeah. But now with the extremists... It comes to a point where, is this satire? Like, are you guys taking yourself seriously with what you're saying? Again, whole nother conversation for another time.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, that's why some of these jokes maybe don't hit as hard now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe 30 years ago they did.
Yeah. Agreed. So now they get, taken with the piranha women, and they get to the secret temple, I guess, of the piranha women. They had a name for it. I just kind of glossed over it.
Yeah, it's a temple.
Yeah, it's a temple. We finally meet Adrian Barberio, Dr. Kurtz, who is now the empress of the Piranha Women. She tells Dr. Hunt there isn't really a shortage of avocados. They just want to wipe out the avocado women with Mary Kay saleswomen and subs to Cosmo magazines, turning them into bikini bunnies bouncing around Malibu looking for a sushi restaurant via cultural assimilation. I know that was a mouthful, but when they talk about it, it's fucking hilarious the way they say it.
Yeah. I mean, and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But I guess, and this is where like the big thing with the Apocalypse Now comes in, where they sent this lady in to try to take out these women, and she ends up being their leader and being their empress and stuff like that.
The Marlon Brando's character.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of this tongue-in-cheek kind of these references start to come from.
And then when they talk about the sushi restaurant, of course, Bunny, like chimes in. She's like, "Oh, I know there was a great sushi restaurant in Malibu. It's on the corner of blah 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 blah." And then Dr. Kurtz is like, "See, exactly like her." Like,
well, yep.
So
point proven.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I gotta get my place in my. All right, so, Dr. Kurtz, she tells them they either need to join the avocado women or the piranha women, sorry, or they're going to die basically. Dr. Hunt decides not to join the piranha women at first. And they basically, Dr. Kurtz is like, well, you have overnight to decide whether you really want to join them or not. And, Bill Maher, there was this whole scene, whatever, and Bill Maher's like, hey, sorry. She's like, no, you're going to die anyway. She's like, and we're going to eat you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Basically, you're screwed.
Yeah, you can't be an avocado woman.
Yeah,
you can't be a piranha woman.
No.
We're going to sacrifice you and, eat you.
Yeah. And if you don't want to be part of us, you're basically going to be thrown in the piranha pit to them.
So,
yeah,
basically, it's do what we say or you're dead.
Yeah, so Dr. Hunt has to kill her first man after having sex with him tomorrow on the altar table, or they're becoming piranha lunch.
Yep.
Basically. So now, Bill Maher Jim is now thrown in a pit with these other men, and he's like, right before he's thrown in, he's like, oh, great, these guys are just going to be like these little like pushovers, like, the other cuck tribe. I'm just calling them the cuck tribe because
that's basically what they are.
That's what they are. So he like drops in there, and I saw these like muscular dudes, and they're like, one dude's actually curling like while he's like they kind of all like, they're getting all close to Bill Maher, and he's like, anyone got a cigarette? Like,
he's like, man, you guys are a lot bigger than I expected you to be.
Yeah, they're all like a foot taller than him, like at minimum. Like they're all pretty.
They
big
all
dudes.
have abs and actual definable muscles. Yeah.
So it's later told that the girls make them work out, so like the muscles like taste better than being like flabby men. So they're not girly men down there. There's all these like buff dudes.
So basically. Bill Maher probably would have tasted like trash.
Yeah, that's what they're getting at. They have to like singe his hair off to make the beef jerky out of them. Because basically they take all these guys and they make beef jerky out of them.
Then they use the avocado for dip.
Yeah, yes.
Very important, come to find out.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, yep. I honestly didn't think it was going to make a difference.
Nope, it does, apparently. So now, Dr. Hunt is shown to her room where she's going to spend the night, and she meets her sacrificial man. And this basically, there's a ton of movies like this, but it is also rooted in real cultural, like Aztecs and Mayans. The people that were to be sacrificed had to serve the person that was going to kill them. So now that she meets this, he's a pretty handsome man, like just chiseled dude, blonde hair, like
Jean-Pierre.
Yeah, Jean-Pierre. And Dr. Hunt now sort of taking a little liking to him, and she's like, oh, you can speak, very good English, I'm surprised, yada, yada, yada. But you can tell something, some little sparkly eyes kind of at each other a little bit there,
I mean, he's no Gene Simmons, but you know.
Yeah, he's definitely no Gene Simmons, which is a good thing. Definitely definitely should be cheating on Gene Simmons with him.
For real.
All right.
God.
So they don't really, nothing really goes by that. They just kind of, it's like an introduction per se, I guess.
Yeah, they're setting it up.
Yeah, set up. So now they cut to the morning. Dr. Hunt's getting dressed, and she's now in her basically smoking hot jungle attire.
Her loincloth and leaf. Yeah.
As good looking as she is, they had her very like professionally and covered up all movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then now she's in her little like loincloth, barely covering anything, and you're like, and her hair is kind of let down just a little bit different,
Well, like Bunny had like 5 different bathing suits throughout this whole movie.
Yeah, it's actually hilarious. There was a scene earlier where she was packing up her luggage and whatnot. Like we cut through all that, but if you watch the movie, you'll see it's just funny.
Yeah,
Bunny's talking about her clothes and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, she's
definitely not
changed.
packed for a trip to the jungle.
Yeah, no. She has big pink giant luggage.
Yeah,
like, it was just bad. It was just bad. It was funny though. It was funny. So now she gets brought in front of Dr. Kurtz, and she's like, "You have to make your choice now." She's like, "You have to have sex with him, and then kill him." And then Dr. Hunt's like, "I will do my duty as a feminist and have sex with this man, but I'm not going to kill him." It was very, very, very funny. And then she's like, Dr. Kurtz is like, "You can't have your cake and eat it too." No. That's just not happening,
Uh-huh.
No. And then Bunny's like, "That's all right. I'll do it."
Yeah, I'll join.
And then, Dr. Hunt's trying to talk her at it. And she's like, no. She's like, "I know what I'm doing." She's like, "I just really want one of those cute outfits. And I'll do whatever to get one of them." And she's like, "So you basically just want me to, have sex with a guy and then kill him?" She's like, "I'll try it." Like,
yeah.
She's like,
Yeah,
I've done worse things at frat parties. Like,
yeah.
You'll try it. You'll just
my God. And like at this point, you're like, man, this girl is like literally this stupid. You know what I mean? Like they played up that she was dumb throughout the movie, but maybe she was have some kind of arc. No, she's legitimately this stupid the entire movie.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. And then they're like, "Oh, in order for you to become a prana woman, you have to kill Jim." And Jim's like, "It's like, no, she cares about it, whatever." She's like, "All right, I'll do it."
Yeah.
Like,
he was like, "Well,
fine.
I'll have you know that she actually has feelings for me." She's like, "I'll do it." He's like,
I'll do it. Just like that. She's like, "I'll do it."
And,
All right.
And he goes, "Women."
Hey fans and freaks, it's Gorly Girl on GrindHaus on 42nd Street, and I'm here with your kill of the week. There's an emphasis on this week's segment, if you didn't notice. The kill of the week is starring a mass slasher we follow in multiple chapters. And in this specific one, our killer resurrects from the dead again, but by a freak electrical accident. I chose Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, for a very special reason. There's an emphasis on this week's segment if you didn't notice. This kill of the week is starring a mass slasher we follow in multiple chapters. I chose Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, for a very special reason. The GrindHaus crew have been very busy with some new projects being recorded. Something new this month has been interviews, and wouldn't you know, we had an interview with Tommy Jarvis himself. Tom Matthews, who was also casted in The Return of the Living Dead, can't be stopped from raising hell, but he took some time to hang out with the GrindHaus crew. Okay, so back to the kill of the week. This killer scene takes place within the first 15 minutes of Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. In the opening scene, prior to this face-off, Tommy digs up Jason at his grave, thinking this may give him some closure to the torment that's been running through him. Lightning strikes the broken rod, resurrecting Jason. Tommy makes his escape after his friend is replaced in the grave, and he heads to tell the police while Jason roams free. Tommy gets thrown into a cell and is told to get rest. Hard to believe some punk crazy kid who's been put in an asylum for part of his life. As he's in the cell thinking, it fades off into another scene. There's a Volkswagen Bug being driven through the forest with some counselors in it looking for camp. The brakes get slammed and we're welcomed face to face with Jason and some comical relief. They threaten Jason by driving towards him, thinking he's going to move out of the way. They slam the brakes at his feet. With a broken fence spear in his hand, He pops a hole in the tire, and Jason gets threatened by a pistol. Jason smashes the front light, and as the gun goes off with closed eyes, Jason shish kebabs the guy and tosses him away overhead. The lady offers Jason payment of cash and credit card to spare her life, but Jason takes it as spear to the face, and the mud puddle gurgles. Tommy wakes in the cell, soon to be out, and continue a search for the masked slasher. Make sure to stay tuned to GrindHaus on 42nd Street on Facebook, YouTube, and our Patreon page for an episode titled GrindHaus Presents the Tom Matthews Interview. Thanks for listening in on my Kill of the Week. Keep an eye out for more of the gore.
Oh, boy.
So now during all this, like, Dr. Hunt kind of loosened her sacrifice chain or whatever. So he wiggles out and jumps out and helps Dr. Hunt get away. And Dr. Hunt she's running from all the piranha women, and you see these two random women wearing different colored loincloths. So you're like, who are these two random women? You know, and they pull her into the bushes, whatever. They help her escape. And then they cut it. I thought that was bad. I guess they're setting up suspense, but this isn't the movie really for suspense.
No.
You know what I mean? They should have just led a little bit more on like what was going on and then cut away, because now they
held on to too many shots in this movie for like an extra second or two, and it kind of made it awkward.
Yeah.
This was the first scene I really noticed it though.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, there was other ones that were like that, but this is one of the scenes that definitely suffered because it was just like,
why?
They should have showed a little bit more, you know, like we get it. Like maybe they should have showed them walking and then like getting to like right before, you know, like they get to like the tribe or whatever and then cut away. You know, it would have been a better editing choice. Yeah. You know? So then now they cut back to Jim and he's being led over and he's like talking to these women and they like kind of, you know, tear off his clothes a little bit and he's like, ladies, like, he's like, he thinks they're going to castrate him basically. He's like, you know, he's like, I've had a dog, and after we took his balls, he was never the same. He's like, I'd rather you just kill me, you know, you know, like. And then he's like, wait a minute, maybe I got this all wrong. He's like, you got some hot tub action going on here. So basically, this giant cooking pan with like fire under it, and the water's boiling. And he thinks they're giving.
Well, but you don't see the cooking pan until he already gets in and like they're scrubbing him.
No, they show it like the whole thing.
Oh, did they?
As he's walking up to it, you see the flames underneath it.
Oh, see, I only saw the part where it's like kind of like a close up from like his chest up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I guess I had you all wrong with you guys." And
like as he's saying that, they show him walking over to it and then climbing in it, and you see the flames like underneath.
So he knew.
Well, he's just dumb. Remember, he's just like a dumb.
Yeah.
Because they play on that in this. Because like, so now he gets in and they start scrubbing him, which is kind of weird. Like, why would they scrub him if this is their cooking? This cooking pot that they're doing?
You don't clean your meat while you're cooking it.
Yeah. So like and so he's like, oh, this is amazing. He's like, maybe your girls are better to guys, you know, to your men than I thought you were. And you see this woman like cutting up carrots and she's tossing in
straight up
another
Looney
girl
Tune
like
shit.
throwing in like salt and pepper, another one throwing in seasonings and
straight up Bugs Bunny.
Well, we're getting there. And he's like, man, he's like, something smells good. Something smells really good. This is like literally ripped out of a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Like the whole scene. Yeah. Like
the whole thing. And he's like, this smells like so this would be a great stew base. You know, he's like sniffing. And then he picks up this carrot and he's like, wait a minute, Doc. Like, no, he says, hey, what's up, Doc?
Yeah.
He literally said the line.
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
It's funny as a classic scene. I'll say that, but it's
out of place.
It is. It's kind of goofy.
The scene is funny, but like ending it like that is kind of lame. And he's like, oh, you guys are just trying to marinate me, you know. And then the way they all like pile on and like put like whatever, and it looks like they knock him out or maybe choke him. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, he's like out, and then they cut back to Dr. Hunt again, back meeting with the group of women. They call themselves the Barracuda women now. So we have the Piranha women and the Barracuda women, and they're the sworn enemy of the Piranha women, we find out. And they tell us the lore of the two groups, how they split a little over 1,000 years ago because they don't agree with kind of dip the men should be eaten with.
Well, they said that they had this big disagreement.
Yeah.
And at first she's like, the Piranha women believe they should kill and cook their men and serve them with avocado.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Hunt's like, oh, and you believe that they should be just, treated like, no, we believe they should be killed and cooked, but they should be served with clam dip.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys have been arguing over what kind of fucking dip?
Yeah, so Dr. Hunt now is furious. She's like, I can't believe you two groups are separated because you can't decide on how you want to eat men, like what kind of dip. So she's like, women, you fight over the stupidest things. She's like, no wonder why we can't get ahead and blah blah. She goes in this little fucking monologue.
Yeah, at least men can agree on football and beer.
Football and they get along with But she goes in this whole monologue about it, and it's funny, it's good. It has its it has its merits. Women do always fight over the stupidest things. I mean,
I'm not gonna remember it word for word, but she did it okay.
Yeah. So now she's like, I gotta get you two to reunite, and she's tired of all this stuff. So they gotta sneak back into the temple. They successfully sneak into the temple. They kind of like choke out a couple of the guards or whatnot. But then Dr. Hunt, she finds a book in Dr. Kurtz's, room or whatever. Her little... Yeah. I wouldn't say... It was office. It's not like a throne area. It's like her office. And she realizes that she's like... they don't tell you just yet, but you realize, you put two and two together. It's not a fucking... super mystery of a movie that
this ain't one of those movies.
When she finds the book, you're like, oh, she's exploiting these women to write a book because she used to be on the talk show circuit, and they go into that backstory earlier, and whatnot. So now they cut away from that. So this is another one of those cutaways where I don't think they do enough, and then they cut away. And then they cut the gym now being put onto altar, and it's nighttime because it was just literally daytime. They were sneaking in, and then now it's like pitch black in a matter. They make it seem like it's happening simultaneously. So it was like the fastest sunset ever in movie history.
Well, it feels like the movie was edited by two different people. Like the first half of the movie is edited coherently, and like the second. There's just so many weird cuts and extra long holds, and I don't know why it's like that.
I'm starting to wonder if the scene was actually at nighttime now, because remember we had The Hills of Eyes 2, and they had that one scene I was telling you about.
Day for night.
Yeah, I wonder if they day for nighted the scene, because it looked a little funny. Now that I think about it.
I bet you it was because it had almost like a blue tint to it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Oldest trick in the book.
Yep. But like the Hills of Eyes 2, if you watch a review and then actually saw the original sequel to that, it was definitely not day for night. It was this fucked up CG that didn't work.
It was shit for piss.
It was so bad. But now that I think about it, I think because we were watching this via Tubi. It is available on some of these streaming services, but I was, half paying attention to it, half writing these notes down and whatnot. And I think they did some day for night in this movie. So it was probably the most successful special effect in this whole movie. But that's not saying much.
It's probably the only special effect in this movie.
It's not saying much at all. There's more. I don't know. Yeah. So, all right. So I said, now Jim's now on the altar. Bunny's been handed the sacrificial knife, and she's like kind of running at the knife on him and talking to him. She gets on top of him, and they fucking chit chat. And he sings to her or whatever, and she starts kissing him, and she's like, "No, I can't do it. I love him." And then
I told you, bitch. Like Bill Maher. Yeah.
So then Dr. Kurtz, she stops them. She's like, "No, that's it. You're both getting thrown in the piranha pit." So then Dr. Hunt all of a sudden shows up with the other Barracuda tribe women, and they had this little fucking this speech, and they talk about feminism stuff. Like I said, you got to watch the movie. It's like we're a broken record over this. And she's like, "I challenge you for the throne of the piranha women." And she's like, "In your you are in your right to do that." She's like, "But be warned, I'm an amazing fighter," basically, and paraphrasing. And then what perceives is the worst fucking battle ever, I think.
Listen.
They're basically just rubbing tips together. I know that sounds more...
let me just toss this out there.
Starts with battle axes and gets to rapiers. They're basically fencing
At
swords.
one point, William Shatner fought a giant lizard costume man.
That is right.
And they say that is the worst fight scene in history.
Nope.
They clearly have not seen this movie because they said, look, you guys have to have this intense action weapon scene, but you also have to be having this dialogue in between. And they did not know how, okay, 3 seconds of action, then we pause the action and we talk. Then 3 seconds. No. So what they did is they just held their weapons together and they kind of like jostled them together while they talked. And it's like, this is not fighting. This is you guys trying to keep the tips of your weapons together
they were
while
rubbing them together,
monologue.
basically.
And then they said, enough of this. Let's grab these weapons. It's like, what do you mean enough of this? You guys didn't even do anything.
Right. So hear me out. Now that we're sitting there thinking about it, you think there's some symbology to it? You think it was on purpose? You think it's supposed to be like a joke with like making
ladies
fun
can't
of,
fight?
No, making fun of men, like sword fighting in a way. They're just like rubbing the tips against. So it's like just kind of like a dick joke.
I don't know about all that.
They're like kind of making fun of men.
I think you're reading a little
time.
too much.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
See what I'm saying, though? I mean,
I think it was two actresses who've never been in a fucking choreography.
No, Adrian Barbaro is in a ton of movies and can do. I think it was all on Shannon Tweed not being able to do anything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They want them to monologue while they fight.
Yeah.
Now, usually, if you watch Kill Bill, when there's like a scene between two women, there's action, and then they pause the action, like while they're both holding the swords, and they say something, but then it's action.
Fight,
again.
fight, talk, fight, talk, talk.
This
talk,
it was fight and talk, fight and talk,
and they basically just kind of shuffled back and forth. They didn't even like spin in a circle. They just kind of moved their feet around and just and they were like, all right, enough of this. Time for the main whatever, and then they throw down their axes and they pick up these rapiers, which are basically fencing swords. And she says something and she loses her sword and she's trying to talk to Dr. Hunt. She walks forward and in turn stabs herself. So,
yep.
And then she falls down. She's like, get away from me. And they have, more... another long drawn out speech, why she did it, and she's like, yes, I exploited the piranha women. She's like, and her hate for the David Letterman show.
Yeah,
there's this running joke. There's gonna be more of it at the end, but they've had this running joke even in the beginning about David Letterman having Dr. Kurtz on, and she was the laughing stock. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, she's like, I can imagine the sarcasm on his face.
So then she like throws herself in the piranha pit and she dies. And then when she does it, it's actually pretty funny because when they cut to it, it looks like they just show a fryer vat of oil like cooking something, where like the way the bubbles were coming up. Like it really just looks like a dirty fryer vat. Not even like
a
clean
single
oil.
fish.
Like, yeah. And if anyone knows anything about real piranhas, they don't attack like that.
No,
you don't get the whole bubbling. It's just like a movie myth, or actually people believe it. I don't know how it. Actually,
MythBusters busted it.
Yeah, and then there's Man vs. Monster or some show, whatever, and he just jumps in these piranha pools and they don't even.
River Monsters.
River Monsters, yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, he's cool. He does a lot of cool shit. I like that guy also. So, now Dr. Hunt, she becomes like. She's like, I guess she hands off and explains to them, you make this, council of women, and you meet, and you all get, like kind of gets two tribes to like each other again. And she's
basically,
like,
she described like the House and the Senate.
Yeah.
Like every 2 weeks, you guys get together and talk about, know.
And then she's like, and, men are more than just like for eating, you can use them for other, or like, we'll think about it.
Yeah.
Like,
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, she's like, all right. They're like, all right, get out of here, get the fuck out of here. Basically, the other girls. So that now they cut to the douchebag military guys just basically being assholes and talking shit, and they're like, can't wait for these fucking girls to be bunny women, basically.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Dr. Hunt like slams his pool gate because they're in front of this pool at the condos in Malibu. It's supposed to be, and they're like, oh shit, did you hear all that? She's like, yeah. She's like, but I already knew this already. And then Hunt tells him about how Dr. Kurtz gave her life for women's betterment and yada yada yada. And then the guys, make more David Letterman jokes about, how David Letterman's been asking about Kurtz, like where she's been and why she's not on the show, Then they threaten Dr. Hunt and the college.
Take funding away from the school.
Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, you do that. She's like, then I'll go on David Letterman myself and tell him about everything that's going on.
He goes, you wouldn't dare.
Yeah, basically. And she's like, try me, basically, like.
Yep.
And she's like, I'll let everyone know about your plan to get rid of the prom woman. And then she's like, and you're also going to give, a ton of money to the university, yada, yada, yada. And then they just kind of cut it there. It was just like,
yeah, like they just separated.
Yeah, they just kind of swung dicks at each other, and
that was it.
That was it. They both flexed, and she won, and the guys ran off, and so now they cut to, you're like, all right, is this movie fucking over already? You know what I mean? Like you're just
like what else is there?
What else could it possibly have in here? And then you realize, all right, they're just trying to wrap it up with more little fucking goofiness and whatnot. So they cut to Dr. Cunt.
Dr.
Hunt.
Cunt.
Dr. Cunt. Paging Dr. Cunt. No. Dr. Hunt. I'm surprised that's the first time I did that. We're like,
yeah, seriously, you said it quite a bunch in the episode.
Yeah. It's pretty good, actually. Got over an hour and 5 minutes now as we're talking. And
40 tries to say avocado, but only one Dr. Cunt reference.
Dr. Cunt. Anyway, so she's reading in her office, and fucking Bunny breaks in the window wearing a wedding dress, and she tells us, she's like, oh, I'm about to get married at the gym. And she's like, but I'm struggling with the decision whether I should become a housewife and pop out kids and be a stay-home mom, or stay here and become a student, be the first women's president. And you almost see like Dr. Hunt kind of laugh, like,
yeah.
She's like, it's your decision, not mine. Like, do what you want, blah, blah, blah.
Do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it for me.
Yeah. Goes into, the moral about how, feminism is this whole other thing, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good message, like.
Yeah. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah. So then,
if being at home and raising a family makes you happy, do that.
Yeah, do that. If you want to be the first female president, go try to do that. Just do what makes you happy. Don't do anything for other people you think other people want you to do.
Yeah, other groups of people who might have influence over you or whatever. Like, do what you want to do. Nobody can judge you for that.
Exactly. So then, Dr. Hunt, she gives him her blessing, and they run off, and fucking, I think Bill,
he falls one more time.
Falls one more time. They fucking trip over, and then you see her all of a sudden. Well, so now I forgot after when they escaped, and because I skipped over it in my notes, I didn't realize because I started just kind of
it's not really a big deal.
No, but like you think her boy toy Pierre, Jean-Pierre, whatever, gave his life for her, because he's like, no, you go, and he pushed her over the edge, like, jumped down and run away.
He would be a distraction.
Yeah, distraction. He ran back, so you think he dies. Yeah. But then now all of a sudden, he pops up in the college. He comes to the door, and she's all surprised, and he's like, oh, I signed up for all those classes. And starts naming off like,
women's studies, home economics,
because she was all mad. She's like, I finally met a guy, and he leaves me to save me. She was all mad for it, but now you see him alive and all happy, and then she just like throws everything in her hands and just like fucking tries to attack him to go fucking jump his bones, basically, and then they cut the black. So,
and that
is the end.
That is
a mouthful.
Cannibal women in the avocado jungle of death. Fucking hell, man.
Fucking hell. I mean, we had some delays. We had lots of interviews and whatnot. We're recording this a day later than we wanted to, and it's finally done.
Yep.
Finally
we knew about this. We knew about this episode the day after we finished recording last week's episode. So we've had this whole time to sit and watch and do all this. But normally we watch the movie the day of that we record, so we're nice and fresh. But with last week being so hectic, and even yesterday being hectic with our recording schedule and stuff, we just ended up doing it a day later.
Like Gray has a day job. I'm a slacker and unemployed right now, and But everyone needs their free time. I deal with a lot of shit around the house right now. I'm basically playing.
Yeah, but you're constantly doing stuff though.
Playing fucking stay-at-home dad with my best friend's kid. But
yeah,
well, then she's home. Yeah, dealing with the dog. He's like fucking child number 2.
Yeah, he's a puppy yet.
Yep, doing all sorts of stuff. Then you gotta have everyone's gotta have their free time a little bit.
Yeah, your decompressed time.
Then we're constantly editing videos and making
audio
tracks and like pictures and everything for everyone.
And now doing phone calls and having to record that.
It's
and
actually way harder than I ever thought it was going to be. Like when I first started streaming, I'm like, this will be easy. Just go on there. I'm pretty decent at video games. I have the personality of an NPC, which is just a fucking joke because I do best with other people. Like I have a hard time like by myself. I'm pretty shy, quiet type. I'm the quiet, also being cool guy with yourself, that opens his mouth like every now and then.
It's hard to bounce stuff off of yourself.
Yeah. But we definitely flourish working with other people. I think you're the same way a little bit. Like you said, you had a hard time doing these by yourself.
Well, with the radio show, I can get away with it because I only talk for about a minute or two, maybe 3 before I play the next song.
Yeah.
So I don't have to go very long. But if you really want to hear me struggle, go listen to the Albert Fish episode of Serial Killer Academy, where I tried to do an entire podcast episode on my own. It's like 45 minutes. And oof, that was a tough one, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also more fun with other people, though.
It is. Like I said, I had more fun going over this movie than I did watching it. Not
actually,
that it's
watching
a bad movie, but I had a lot of fun just like bullshitting about it for everyone and you. It's
when you mentioned it last week, I was excited because I was like, oh man, this is gonna be super cheesy and corny, and it wasn't. Like, I was excited for a whole different reason. This movie did not end up being like the super campy, like so bad it's good kind of thing.
I don't know why. I felt like I remember there being blood in the movie. There's like a tiny bit of blood for like 1 second, and Adrian Barbeau, like Dr. Kurtz's mouth.
Yeah,
from the
very
fight. Very little. That's it. That's the only blood in the movie. I thought there was more boobs, and I thought it was cornier than it was, but it ended up being like a super smart movie.
And I think because when you watch it with your other friends, maybe you're not paying attention to all the little subtleties that make this a smart movie. You're paying attention to the hippo scene or the Tropic Thunder scene or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could tell the person who wrote this did not pick a side. So it's not like an hour and a half of just bashing feminists because they bash the masculinity, male side, the chauvinist side as well. Chauvinist. So it literally works on both levels. I think, honest to God, I think extremist feminists would get offended by this movie today, not seeing the tongue-in-cheek about it.
Without getting too political, here's how I feel. The extreme feminists are just shitty people, and the extreme masculine chauvinist guys are just shitty people. There's no such thing as toxic feminism and toxic masculinity. There's just shitty people. And it goes on both sides.
Yeah, regardless of beliefs. It boils
down. There's nothing wrong with being masculine. There's nothing wrong with being feminine. There's nothing wrong with either one of them.
I think there's more wrong with people attacking people for being too feminist or being too masculine.
There's nothing. As long as you're not an asshole and a shitty person.
Just treat people right.
And no matter if you're feminine or masculine, as long as you're not an asshole or a shitty person, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, seriously. You go around life, you help out people that need help, you treat people good with respect. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if you think feminism or masculinity or, manspreading or mansplaining. Like all these stupid fucking terms that have been coming out in the last few years, these college safe spaces and just all this dumb shit. Who cares? Go out, be a decent person, make good, long-lasting friends and relationships. Have fun. We're only on this planet for a small amount of time.
And it could be taken away at any time.
Seriously, just fucking enjoy it.
I can go to Wawa right now or whatever people's local convenience store and
Oh, I miss Wawa.
go grab a nice tea or whatever, bag of chips and come home and a couple days later be fucking dead from a virus right now.
Yeah.
Like,
damn, we don't have Wawa up here, man. We have Sheets.
I hate Sheets.
It's not the same.
So, I know
like,
a
their
lot of
food
people
is not.
swear by it, but you know what the problem with Sheets is? They try to do too much.
Yeah, their menus all over the fucking place.
They try to be super fancy, and it's too much. Wawa used to be so plain and whatnot, but it was fucking fantastic. They've gotten a little fancier now, so the quality's gone down a little bit, but that's when you try to get too fancy, it's not as good.
Well, it's because they're not focusing on what their bread and butter was.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, literally bread and butter.
You know who had the best shit though? It was Quick Check. I know there's none around here, but when I grew up in Central Jersey, there was a good amount of Quick Checks, even though Wawa was also like the huge one. I mean, we had Cumberland Farms also, but they didn't have food and whatnot. That's why
they're just a convenience store.
Yeah, they just died down. They were just like 7-Eleven, you know what I mean? But except 7-Eleven, there's still a ton more of them, and they're a little more popular, and they have more shit, more stuff. But the Quick Checks, because the sandwiching in these Quick Checks in this one area, I might have been like a 30-mile square area. I don't know if like other Quick Checks had it, but it was Blimpie. Blimpie ran their sandwiches in the back, and they made the best sandwiches. And they were doing like what Wawa and these other places do with like the artisan sandwiches and the you can get the
Blimpie's good, dude.
The fucking roasted red pepper tomato paste
pesto and
like all this stuff. And after 6:00, all the sandwiches were half price.
Yeah, because I want to get rid of the bread for the day and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I would be getting off work, and we'd have to drive back from wherever, and we'd every now and then stop at the Quick Check to get like the half price sandwich. So you get like this 12-inch sub, and they actually had 12-inch sandwiches instead of 10 like Wawa.
Yeah, I don't understand why Wawa does that shit.
It's money. The rolls are a
but it
cheaper.
should be a foot long.
Yeah,
God damn
cheaper.
it.
Yeah, I know. But it's like $4 with like all the fucking, not even, I think it was like three and change, like
with all the good fixings,
with
like
all the good fixings.
Garlic aioli and the have you ever had a Jersey Mike's?
Yeah, I grew up with a couple of them. They were just always too expensive. It's like going to, I mean, they were good, but
they're overpriced.
If I'm gonna get, they're overpriced. But if I'm gonna get a fancy good sandwich, it's gonna be God damn it! Now that we're talking about it, I can't think of the name.
Capriotti's?
No.
I like Capriotti's. I like the Bobby, and I like their pastrami with the coleslaw and the French.
Coleslaw. I can't think of the name of this place. I love it.
Fucking delicious. Or is it Russian dressing? Either way, they put the dressing on.
Well, they have a couple different versions, but one's Russian dressing, one there's like one with like French dressing, there's one with just mustard, there's all sorts of
the mustard's a little too plain, but you gotta have coleslaw, you gotta have pastrami, and either either French or Russian dressing. I think I like the Russian more.
Well, one is cooked, I think the other one's like not raw, but just got a cold cut.
Yeah, it's
like that's
cured.
One of the big difference. God, what is the name of that fucking place?
Is it a sub shop by itself?
Yeah.
Well, we can't sit here with dead air while we think.
Yeah, I know. I just figured you'd talk while I looked.
Well, I was gonna bring up Quiznos.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about Quiznos. Go ahead. We're talking about.
No, I mean, I actually used to like Quiznos, and at some point, like the last year that they were started, like around, the quality got super fucking shitty. And the bread would be old, and I don't. Maybe it was just the one near us, but you don't see Quiznos anymore.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen one of them, and
I think they went out of business. Are you thinking of a chain place?
It's sort of a chain, yeah.
Not Primanti's, right?
No, I never even heard of that.
Okay, not Tony Luke's.
No, it's like a simple name. It's not anything.
I'm trying to think of sub places, but sorry, ladies and gentlemen, like 'cause we're trying to
fucking
think.
Bothering me. It's really, really bothering me. I mean,
Well,
they're all over, but the one town I know that it's like fucking in.
The one that you used to go to, you know exactly where it is.
Because now, like, I'm trying to think of like, and I'm stressed, and my brain's not working. Primo.
Oh, Primo Hoagies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a chain. We had those in Delaware
so I said
and Maryland.
They're a chain. Yeah, but I said
I was thinking
they're not like a McDonald's chain. They're a chain, but they're
But they're all over though.
Yeah. I know. I didn't mean like
because what I'm saying is like some chains are only regional. Like down south they have Stuckey's, but they don't have that up here. Royal Farms is in certain areas.
Yeah, no.
So I was thinking like
I didn't
a
mean
regional.
They weren't not all over. I just meant they weren't like a
massive.
McDonald's and massive. You know, they were small.
Yeah, they weren't where Burger King,
they
Pizza
use
Hut,
like the best ingredients. Like they literally make like the best sandwiches. Besides going to like a New York City deli.
The only thing I don't like about Primo is
super fucking expensive.
Well, if you go there and the bread isn't perfect, it gets hard real quick, like very hard.
Yeah.
You have to go in there when that bread first comes in where it's still got a little crunch, but oh my God, yeah, but Primo's the fucking tits, dude.
Yeah, they're just super, like, I ordered this one fucking sub, and they have like they can get up to like, I think 2 feet there-ish.
Yeah, I think they have a 2 foot, 24-inch sub, or 20-inch sub.
It was like $24.
Yeah, but that's not bad for the size.
$26. No, like, but it was just like ridiculous, like how much. I was expecting it to be like 15, because a lot of the other ones are like, but I like it was like a fancy sandwich, and I added like 2 extra things, and the next thing you know, it was like fucking $26. It was like
you probably got like pepper and chini,
it was like salami and fucking pastrami and
prosciutto
and like it was just basically this fucking heart attack of a sandwich with pesto spreads and like it was just
a garlic aioli maybe.
It was amazing though. It was so good. I'm not gonna lie. But...
You know what's really good on subs, dude? Raspberry vinaigrette.
Depending on the sandwich, like a turkey sandwich, it's
turkey or Italian. But no, not a ham and cheese. No, but like an Italian or a turkey.
Like a turkey, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because like certain meats have a certain, I don't know, like when I think ham and cheese, like I usually go with like a mayonnaise or a mustard. But like oil and vinegar dressing or Italian dressing, oh dude, salami, capicola.
I'm just realizing this is making us both very, very hungry, and we went off on a massive 10-minute tangent now about sandwiches out of nowhere.
Well, if you guys don't know, I've been in the restaurant industry my whole life, so like I'm a food aficionado. And especially when it comes to like Italian lunch meats like supersat and oh my God, mortadella all day. So, what do you rate this movie?
Man,
I give it 4 salamis out of 5.
Oh my God, I wouldn't even know how to rate this movie. Honestly, it's impossible.
No, it's not. It's cons and it's negatives, and we got to figure this out.
I guess I'll go with the average. I'll go with like a 4.5, 5.
Yeah, I would say 5. And it's probably the lowest score I've given so far to a movie. But I'll say this: if I went my entire life without ever seeing this movie, it wouldn't be a big deal. But I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Whether or not you're gonna like it depends on how much you get intellectual humor and
tongue-in-cheek dryness
and how easily you're offended if you take things the wrong way, because they definitely are not trying to offend anyone in this movie, but it can be definitely taken the wrong way.
Oh, especially today.
Yeah. So
I think 4.5 to 5 is fair. Definitely go see it if you're into that kind of thing. If you don't see it, you're not missing much. We pretty much gave a good explanation of the movie.
So now if anyone's still listening to this after our ranting of sandwiches for 10 minutes and whatnot, you had something special you wanted to say.
I love you. No.
Okay, this is the last episode of GrindHaus ever.
You threaten that all the time, but it's never going to happen.
Don't try to love me.
Next week is episode 10.
It's our 10th episode anniversary.
And I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but we've been doing it for 2.5 months now. And in the beginning, like from episode 1, we were talking about, our big horror movies that we love. Your Return of the Living Dead, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, all your classic, And we said, we can't just do all that stuff now because, we gotta spread it out. So for like anniversary episodes or special episodes, 25 and 50 and
yeah, I was gonna say 25 is the next one, right? That's what I would think.
Yeah, it's gonna be the next big one, but those ones are going to be very big. So 25, 50, 75, 100, those will be big movies. The ones that end in every 0, like 10, 20, 30, they're going to be bigger, but not like the instant class. You know what I mean? But for this one, I'm not even going the horror route. I'm doing a movie that I think everybody
we are doing
should.
a movie, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I picked this one because if you guys didn't know this, I don't think we ever talk about this. Each week, each one of us picks the movie.
Sort of.
And the other one. Well, yeah, no, we do agree. We do agree on what we're going to watch.
No, but there's been a lot of weeks where you're like, all right, let me pick this week. And I'm like, okay. And we end up doing a movie that's in my collection of some sort. Like, it's just funny for like 4 weeks in a row. It was supposed to be your pick. What ended up being
not
like
4 weeks. It was like 2 weeks in a row.
No, it was like 4. But it was like, no, it was supposed to be your pick though. But it ended up almost being like something I picked in a way because I'm like, yeah, well then we got this and because you were like unsure. It was just funny the way it worked out. And then for like 2 weeks, it was like my pick, and they end up doing movies you suggested. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good choice. You know what I mean? It's just funny how it works out.
Basically, when we're done recording, we look at our DVD collections and we're like,
we're going Tubi, and then we just that's how I went
Tubi's
one,
excellent.
Like Amazon Prime has a good selection of B movies, but they're a little harder to find.
Yeah, you really kind of have to dig on Amazon.
Yep, you have to type in like a specific genre you're looking for or an actor, and then a lot of stuff will come up.
Or you type in like zombie and then just see what they got.
That's what I mean.
You're gonna find
like a
lot of hidden gems.
Some sort. Yeah, like type in like apocalypse or post-apocalypse or something. You know what I mean? You'll get what you want. But anyway,
I'm gonna word it this way: it's a Peter Jackson film, and oh my god, what Lord of the Rings? Wait, don't, calm down.
Not Dead Meat. I mean, fucking
Dead Meat. Dead Alive.
Dead Alive. Yeah.
No, early Peter Jackson.
It's not bad taste.
Guess what, Gore? We're doing Meet the Feebles. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen this movie, I would tell you to watch it before the episode because it's going to be a doozy. But if you can't watch it for any reason, make sure you do not miss this episode. It's going to be awesome.
And it's going to be our worst episode now because you said that. Too much hype. Too much hype.
Nope. Oh, it can't live up to it.
Can't live up to the hype you just gave it. It's our worst episode we've ever done.
Make sure you do check out nerdkungfu.com. That's this week's sponsor. Use GrindHaus at checkout. Receive 10% off. That's pretty cool. Also, beginning of this episode, or part 1 of this episode, check out our Patreon. We're doing a giveaway. Check out our Facebook.
And
Wolfman.
Basically, you just donate to us also if you don't want to be a member, even if it's just a one-time thing. If you want us to go to the Zombie Con in Moreauville, that's where we're trying to go. So,
yep, that is our next goal.
That's our goal, and hopefully we'll bring back a ton of content and interviews for everyone, and maybe we'll even pick up some merch there and as a giveaway
off that.
Maybe we'll, so. If we can,
some autograph stuff too.
It's going to be really expensive. I guess it depends on how much we can raise. Because it can be $40 to fucking $100 for some of those people for a fucking autograph at these places.
Yeah, but if we raise enough before
That's what
we
I'm saying.
go
If we
there,
raise enough, yeah. So
hell yeah.
So that being said, like I said, we have our Patreon. We can,
you have your friend
support us.
You have your friend with
Yeah,
the t-shirt.
his t-shirt. Yeah. I gotta bring that back up. I actually put it away. I'm a dick.
I mean, you can check it out on our
in the
GrindHaus
beginning.
Facebook page.
In the beginning, I posted about it on our Facebook page. In the beginning, I closed it out. I'm a dick.
It's all good. They know if they go to our Facebook page, they'll see it. It goes to a good cause.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guy's
Help
a vet.
Help support veterans. I don't think he's the vet. It's our friend that we. Yeah, that's your misunderstanding. Our friend that we play with is a vet, and we play with a bunch of other vets. I don't think he's a vet. He's just doing it to help support them.
No, not the guy who's selling it, but I'm saying the proceeds are going to help out the vets and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So go check out our Facebook page for the link on that. There's a limited run, so make sure you scoop that up too. Check out our YouTube. We just added a whole bunch of stuff. Our Patreon, we just revamped. We're on Twitter. At GrindHaus on 42nd. We are on Facebook, GrindHaus 42nd Street, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean. That list,
Twitter,
in
Instagram,
the future,
all of them,
may be
everything.
shorter.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about that when we get there.
Leave some comments. Let us know what you want.
Yeah,
let us know how much you love us, how much you hate us. Do all the things.
And request movies. Like we've not been getting a lot of requests. Like people like what we're putting out, but I'm surprised they're like, "Oh, dude, you got to see this piece of shit."
Our Patreon supporters. One of the things in there is certain tier level supporters will get a request every month. So that is a thing, but it doesn't mean you can't still request in our Facebook or whatever, or a serial killer or something. You know,
twist our arm a little bit.
We'll see what we can do. If there's enough outcry for one, we'll 1 week we'll go with you guys instead of our pick. So, or even kills of the week, like actress of the week, actor of the, like just give it, let us know what you want to do. We'll do a little spotlight video or something, just.
And that's the minor reviews, like a small review segment, 5-10 minute video or audio clip where we just break down a movie that wouldn't necessarily fit on the podcast, but is definitely deserves a mention.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
that about wraps it up, right?
I want to go make a sandwich.
No.
But I think I have chicken Alfredo in the fridge, so I'll probably go with that.
I just had buffalo chicken, and I finished it before we started this podcast.
Well, I'll let you know how mine is.
All right, you do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I am Gray.
I'm Wolfman.
You stay safe out there.
Good night, everyone.